Susan, Jeff, can you hear us okay online? You're both muted too.
Yes, I can.
And I don't know, who's logged in as Zoom user? Can you let us know who you are? Zoom user, whoever, oh, you're
You're
muted.
muted.
I can ask to unmute. There we go.
This is John Longhouse. I live at 5 Autumn Ridge Drive.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Longhouse, did you say Longhouse?
Cool, thank you. Okay, so I would like to call to order the Village of Lansing Planning Board meeting for Tuesday, October 28th. To order at 7:03 PM. We're 1 minute behind. Sorry, everybody.
Because you had to. Yes, it was 7:02.
Before we start, so we do have a full board here, and by full board, I mean we also have our alternate here. So Soledad was appointed as our alternate member at the last meeting, so congratulations and thanks. The first item on the agenda is the approval of minutes. There are two sets of minutes, only one of them is on the agenda. We have the September 30th, 2025 minutes, and also the October 13th, 2025 minutes. Those were all distributed, and I think comments were made, all that, so if there's.
Nobody was missing from any of them, were they?
No, the only one was the 30th.
Was, maybe Jim was
on Zoom but did not.
not able.
Yeah.
So
So I won't be-
you can still approve the
You can
minutes,
still-
because you heard what was going on, so
So-
you can still approve the minutes, because you heard what was going on.
Well, I'll play safe and abstain.
I just was,
Okay, if there's no further discussion, I will entertain a motion to approve the September 30th, 2025 minutes.
I move we accept the minutes of 9:30:25.
Motion by Lisa, second by Lorraine, all in favor,
I abstain.
and Jim abstains.
I'm not sure if I was at that meeting. I mean, on Zoom, I'm not sure that I was, actually.
You were here at the last one.
Yes.
Yeah, I was
not
physically
9:30, but-
Yeah.
But on the 30th of
9:30,
September,
I
I don't think I was even,
I thought you were online.
You were.
Yeah, I thought you were online.
I think
What,
you're
what do
on.
the minutes say? So we
I don't
have,
have a copy in front of me. We didn't print them off, yeah.
Tree, so.
it doesn't matter,
Because I thought Carolyn brought up him being able to vote while he.
that time.
And then, yes. Okay, well, either way.
In any event.
It passes. Okay, I will entertain a motion to approve the October 13th minutes. Motion by Lorraine,
I'll second.
second by Jim, all in favor?
Aye.
It's just sitting here, just wait.
That awkward silence, somebody will say something. Okay, next item on the agenda is to continue the public hearing for special permit number 2025, 4901, excuse me. Solar Liberty Energy Systems are proposing a residential, oh, sorry, I'll entertain a motion to close the, oh yeah, sorry, wow, skipped that one over entirely. Next item on the agenda is a public comment period. This is an opportunity for anyone from the public, either online or in person, to bring anything up that's not already on the agenda for tonight.
Carla, due time.
Marcel, I'm here as an observer for the community park.
Thanks, Carla, I didn't mean to skip over you. Okay, hearing no others, I will entertain a motion to close the public comment period.
I'll move to close the public comment period.
Motion by Jim,
Second.
second by Lorraine, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, now really the next item on the agenda is to continue the public hearing for special permit number 2025-4901. Solar Liberty Energy Systems are proposing a residential ground-mounted solar array located at 1483 East Shore Drive, tax parcel number 42.1-1-46.5. The array will offset 100% of the electrical needs of the homeowner. Mike?
I'll just review everything that I sent to you, an email. I did get the GML 239. The county had no recommendations. Part of your packet shows the actual consumption and estimated production. Pretty similar. Brent Cross had asked in an email, what happens to the excess energy in the summer when it's produced from my experience, it does go back to NICEAG, where NICEAG uses it, but then sells it back to you and it relatively comes out even. Of course, NICEAG does make money off it. They buy it from you less and they sell it back to you. But it does almost come out as a net zero. And we used to have a solar array at our old house. It pretty much came out about net zero by the time you figured everything out.
So,
That's kind of how it works. That was a question Brent asked.
Right.
so, because our code says, how to be within 110.
110%, yeah.
And he said it's to be
So,
101.
but that's, so it's fine.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sure that fluctuates.
Sure,
Yeah,
yeah.
well,
but
I'm sure
you
it
can't-
does, but yeah, but I'm just saying it does, it's not in conflict with the code.
We did get a tree count. My numbers, that property is 1.2 acres, which would require 36 tree units. The homeowner has calculated 48 tree units, which I believe is relatively conservative just from viewing the property. And besides that, we didn't even take out the residential. You could take out the footprint of the building itself. That's not even taken out. So I believe they meet the criteria that's put in our tree law. You'll have to discuss also with the special permit whether you're going to require sidewalks. I don't recommend that you do that, but that's something you'll have to figure out. Licensing was the other question. I've done extensive research with anything that has to do with New York State solar. And from what I get, there's no actual licensing required by the state. They have it monitored through a building permit process so that you have to have a certified electrician hook up all of the electrical needs, and then of course it gets inspected by a certified electrical inspector. And then it becomes my job to make sure that all the information is sent to me regarding roof loads, regarding the actual engineering of the solar pads themselves. So New York State has not required any certification or contractor certification for that.
So,
What they do have though is, in order to get one of the NYSERDA plans, you have to go through a test with New York State. So that's how they actually check your qualifications on what you can do.
so, because I came into Mike and I said, how the heck, we didn't dream up contractor license on our application. That came from the model from the state.
Yeah.
So basically, probably the most important thing, do we need to revise our application?
That was
for
my
it?
question, right?
Maybe for the village we do. They might have been looking for
You think electrical contractor?
the local
Like,
contractors, because for like in Ithaca and some other municipalities I know of, they require you to have a contractor license within that municipality. We don't.
Oh, so that's what I thought it was, but I was thinking back this afternoon when I was looking at all the stuff Mike sent us, and when didn't we use a version from Islip, New York?
Yeah, but
that was-
that
In like
already
the New
had,
York City area, which does require a contract number.
That's the only, I put that in the email.
Right, and then I was thinking back to the very beginning days when we were looking at samples. I think the one was from Islip,
But-
which would have been New York City area, and maybe that's why there was the contractor number.
But
It was
it was
originally
originally
based off the
in the
model,
New
the
York.
state
It was-
model.
Yeah, it was there, because we didn't really delete any of the line things. What we did do was the wording, which we felt was awkward and
Yeah.
whatnot. And tried to, but in terms, or turn it to checkbox, but that line was still there. That's what puzzled me. I thought, we didn't just dream this up, Okay, so what do we want to do with
There's
that?
a lot of requirements in New York City that are different from
Yeah.
upstate.
Yeah,
There's some, even in the uniform code, there's some sections that deal with strictly New York City and not with upstate. So how do we deal with it?
what do we want to do?
They don't necessarily have to have a license to be in this area for installing solar panels. And the village doesn't require general contractor license, so you could possibly take it off there.
and since that's just
NA.
or just, make it optional. I mean, if you've got one, great, and if not, or,
Yeah.
If we wanted to take it off, though, that's not any amendment, that's because it's just
It's
an
just
application.
wording,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
Just update it, yeah.
Maybe it would just help to get rid of it if,
Let me think about that a little bit.
yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, do we want to make, yeah, I mean, we're not big enough to require that it has to be in our municipality.
There may actually be a nice certification number, so maybe we could change that around. Let me look into it.
Okay, let's think about, okay, but it was
Yeah,
just.
maybe it might be good to reuse that field for something different, yeah.
Well, I mean, before we go eliminating, maybe,
Yeah.
as he says, maybe there's some,
It's not holding anything up, so.
no,
which is
exactly,
good.
but it was just like, what? You know?
Okay, I do have, you have in your package, you have the short EAF that we can, I reviewed it, everything on it looks correct. But you should review it anyway. And I have, in the special permit resolution, I did put in there a couple of conditions. One of them was BZA approval of the side yard setback, in which I set up a meeting for November 4th for that hearing.
So then, are you familiar with short, secret things, short environmental assessment? Are you, okay.
No.
Well, you will do.
Okay, good.
They're short and long, usually they're short,
Okay.
depends on,
That's really all I have for
okay.
something else.
Any other comments or questions about?
The only thing, are we gonna go through it?
Yeah, we'll go through, yeah, we'll do
we
the
have-
same thing.
Okay,
We'll close the public hearing, we'll go through the,
Just curious, is this thing, I mean, I looked at pictures here, is this thing visible from the road or not visible from the road, or?
will be,
Sent a couple of photos, line of sight from
you'll see it from the road, but we'll be
Autumn.
going 55 miles an hour.
Yeah, I mean, it's set back quite a ways off of East Shore Drive.
But I mean, you'll see the side more of it, won't you, more than the
Yeah.
front? Because
See the side.
it's kind of perpendicular to Route,
Yeah.
East Shore Drive, I never remember. But it's parallel to the road that goes.
In Autumn Ridge, you can see it now because the leaves are off the trees, but you can see everything now.
And that would be just the back side of it, not the panel, so it will be less visible.
Yeah.
Unless you want to put a row of pines in front of it, yeah.
I was gonna say, actually,
Nice uniform road signs.
Evenly spaced.
No, I want them not evenly spaced, you want them spaced
I
in a
do, I
row.
do.
Jim and, they're gonna vote.
Natalie, they like the row.
Yeah.
They do.
Jim doesn't like the road.
No, I don't either. We could overrule. But you can see it from the road, yeah. Or you will be able to, like I
See the
said,
side
nobody's
profile.
gonna, don't be looking there too long, though, or you're gonna have an accident.
Any other questions or thoughts?
No, the placement is pretty, and the neighbor already said he was on the other side, actually, kind of, so it's not.
Yeah, and that'll be handled in BZA. I'm sure that'll
Yeah.
come up, the one,
Yeah.
what the neighbor had to say.
Right.
Okay, hearing no other comments, before we go over the EAF, we do need to close the public hearing. So I will entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
I move that we close the public hearing.
Motion by Lisa,
Second.
second by Kevin, all in favor?
Aye.
And as Mike mentioned, we do have the short EAF in front of us, so we've got part one, we've got part two, so I'll read through this, and if anyone has any questions or concerns, speak up. So does the proposed action only involve the legislative adoption of a plan, local law, ordinance, administrative rule, and regulation? No. Does the proposed action require a permit? Yes. That's from the Village of Lansing. The total acreages are listed there. Check all land uses that occur on or adjoining or on or near the proposed action, residential, agriculture, aquatic. Is the proposed action permitted, a permitted use under the zoning regulations? Yes. Is it consistent with the adopted comprehensive plan? Yes. Is the proposed action consistent with the predominant character of the existing built or natural landscape? Yes. Is the site of the proposed action located in or does it adjoin a state-listed critical environmental area? No. Will the proposed action result in a substantial increase in traffic above present levels? No. Public transportation services available at or near the site of proposed action? No. Are any pedestrian accommodations or bicycle routes available on or near the site of the proposed action? No. Does the proposed action meet or exceed the state energy code requirements? Yes. Will the proposed action connect to existing public or private water supply? No. Will the proposed action connect to existing wastewater utilities? No. Does the project site contain or is it substantially contiguous to a building, archaeological site, or district which is listed on the National or State Register for Historic Places, or that has been determined by the Commissioner of the New York State Office of Parks and Recreation and Historic Preservation to be eligible for listing on the State Register of Historic Places? No. Is the project site or any portion of it located in or adjacent to an area designated as sensitive for archaeological sites on the New York State Historic Preservation Office Archaeological Site Inventory? Mark, yes.
If you,
Got it.
in general, turn the next page over, you'll see a colored chart.
Yeah,
This is a map of New York State, allows you to mention
Yep.
a property, and it will come up and it'll answer some of the questions for you on that. And it always comes up, seems to always come up
with,
as a
Complete for.
archaeological site or whatnot. It doesn't explain any further than that, but it's all, that's what the state comes up with. The same way with like, question 15, Lake Sturgeon.
well, the Lake Sturgeon is across the road and down the hill and way over.
So,
Yeah, I mean,
Does any portion of the site or proposed action or lands adjoining the proposed action contain wetlands or other water bodies regulated by a federal, state, or local agency? Yes. Again, if you look at the map, you'll.
pretty
see
far
that.
away, yeah.
Will the proposed action physically alter or encroach into any existing wetland or water body? No. Identify the typical habitats that occur on or are likely to be found on the
we have-
project site. There's nothing,
on the site.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Suburban, well, I mean, suburban.
Yeah, it's rural, I would say probably, which isn't.
It's not
Is it a
It's not
choice?
really an option, yeah. I guess, yeah.
Well, before though, we said agricultural, didn't we?
That's on,
That's on our
around,
plan, yeah.
adjoining.
This is on. And they're not doing that there. Okay.
Leave it?
Yeah, I would leave it the way it is, I think that's accurate. Does the site of the proposed action contain any species of animal or associated habitats listed by the state or federal government as threatened or endangered? Lake sturgeon, yes, but not really, right, that's what the map came
Well,
up
not
with,
for
but
this site.
that's a bit far away. Is the project site located in the 100-year flood plan? No. The proposed action create stormwater discharge either from point or non-point sources? No. Down to 18, does the proposed action include construction or other activities that would result in the impoundment of water or other liquids? No. Has the site of the proposed action or an adjoining property been located, has been a location of an active or closed solid waste management facility? No. Has the site of the proposed action or an adjoining property been the subject of remediation for hazardous waste? We can just move on to part two, right? Yeah. So everybody has part two, it's, we haven't flipped the page, it's, what's that?
I said it's a little redundant. though.
Yeah, some of it is. So I will read down through these. This is the short and the EAF Part 2. Will the proposed action create a material conflict with an adopted land use plan or zoning regulations? No. Will the proposed action result in a change in the use or intensity of use of land? No. Will the proposed action impair the quality of just the character or quality of the existing community? No.
Small.
No or small. Will the proposed action have an impact on the environmental characteristics that cause the establishment of a critical environmental area? No. Will the proposed action result in an adverse change in the existing level of traffic or affect existing infrastructure for mass transit, biking, or walkway? No. Will the proposed action cause an increase in the use of energy and it fails to incorporate reasonably available energy conservation or renewable energy opportunities? No. Kind of the opposite.
Yeah,
Will the proposed action impact existing public-private water supplies? No. Public-private wastewater treatment facilities? No. Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of important historic, archaeological, architectural, or aesthetic resources? No. Will the proposed action result in an adverse change to natural resources, e.g. wetlands, water bodies, groundwater, air quality, flora, and fauna? No. Will the proposed action result in an increase in the potential for erosion, flooding, or drainage problems? No. Will the proposed action create a hazard to environmental resources or human health? No. And then we can go on to part 3. Oh, we do have to do secret, that's right, sorry, that's the next one in here.
Seek a resolution.
So there's 2 resolutions in here. The first one is seeker, the second one is the actual special permit resolution. So this is the Village of Lansing Planning Board resolution for seeker review of special permit number 2025-4901, adopted on October 28, 2025. This matter involves consideration of the following proposed action: special permit number 2025-4901 for the proposal by Solar Liberty Energy Systems to install a residential ground-mounted solar array located at 1483 East Shore Drive. The array will offset 100% of the electrical needs of the homeowner. And on October 13th, 2025, and October 28th, 2025, the Village of Lansing Planning Board, in performing the lead agency function for its independent and, I always love this, uncoordinated environmental review in accordance with Article 8 of New York State Environmental Conservation Law, the State Environmental Seeker Act. 1, determined that the proposed action provided for herein is an unlisted action in accordance with seeker. 2, thoroughly reviewed the short EAF and all other documents prepared and submitted with respect to this proposed action and its environmental review. 3, completed its thorough analysis of the potential relevant areas of environmental concern to determine if the proposed action may have a significant adverse impact on the environment, including the criteria identified in 6 NYCRR section 6177C, and 4, completed the short EAF. And now, therefore, be it resolved as follows: we have 2 options. We can find a negative declaration or a positive declaration. I know it's a lot. I will entertain a motion that we find this a negative declaration.
I move that this review, that the planning board finds a negative declaration.
Motion by Jim,
Second.
second by Lisa, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we can now move on to part 3 of the EAF. There's nothing there that we identified in part 2, so there's nothing there other than for me to check the box and sign. So
I get you signed.
there you go. There you go.
It's bad.
That's my signature. It's the same way I sign everything else, so. Man. So then we can move on. Oh, we got to do the general conditions before we do the special permits. So I will read off the general conditions. These, no special permit will be granted by the planning board or the board of trustees unless the requested activity meets the following requirements. If I read anything off you have a question about, let me know. 1, it will not be detrimental to or endanger the public health, safety, or general welfare. 2, it will not be injurious to the use and enjoyment of other property in the vicinity or neighborhood. 3, it will not impede the orderly development of the vicinity or neighborhood and is appropriate in appearance and in harmony with the existing or intended character of the vicinity or neighborhood. 4, the street system and off-street parking facilities can handle the expected traffic in a safe and efficient manner. 5, natural surface water drainage ways are not adversely affected. 6, water and sewage or waste disposal facilities are adequate. 7, the general environmental quality of the proposal in terms of site planning, architectural design, and landscaping is compatible with the character of the neighborhood. 8, lot area, access, parking, and loading facilities are sufficient for the proposed use. 9, the requested use or facility conforms in all other respects to the applicable regulations of the district in which it is located. And 10, the applicant has shown that steps will be taken where necessary to meet all performance standards and all other applicable general regulations. I will entertain a motion to say the general conditions have been met.
I move that the general conditions have been met.
Motion by Lisa,
Second.
second by Lorraine, all in favor? And then we can move on to the special permit resolution. So this is the Village of Lansing Planning Board resolution for special permit number 2025-4901, adopted on October 28th, 2025. I am not going to read through all of this because most of the bullets are the same for the seeker resolution that we just did. So we have 2 options. We can approve the special permit or we can deny the special permit. The normal conditions are on there for soil and erosion control measures. Prior to a building permit being issued, the engineer, stormwater officer, they have approval, all the necessary permits, approvals, consents, and other regulations. There are two additional ones on here that Mike mentioned. One is that the Board of Zoning Appeals approval of a side yard setback variance. So that's one additional condition, and then the other one is just prior to a building permit being issued, site plan changes must be approved by the code and zoning officer.
Yeah, I went through, we had those added conditions that we checked off. I just kind of went through and put the ones in there. Would you rather I give you all of those conditions and you pick out what you want out of it, or do you want me to put something here that I believe is applicable?
So remember, we went through the checklist where we always want to make sure that we have,
There's
setbacks and buffering and sidewalks and all those
Oh,
other things. So
yeah.
in this case, Mike didn't put the sidewalk one on here. Does anyone,
Actually, maybe we should put them all. I mean, should it be on the record that we didn't,
some of them, some of
waived
them,
it
like,
essentially?
you have to pick 2 of the 12 green infrastructure.
The green
This-
thing.
This is a green
I was gonna
infrastructure.
Yeah, I was
say,
gonna say,
that's
so
kind of
this
the whole
one-
point of this one, yeah.
But,
I mean, I think it would be helpful potentially not to have them like in the
but a
printed
separate-
resolution, but have a separate list, and
Yeah,
then we
I
can just
think-
add in.
I was
as
just gonna say, we
necessary.
need a system so that it doesn't get lost, because we will, upon occasion, otherwise make a mistake. So if there's some way, process that we have, I
Every
think
special permit in this, I'll have a list for you so that you have it in front of you,
everything that we say,
like your
and then,
general conditions.
Yeah.
And then if we want to add one on, we can
Yes,
before we
and then-
vote on the resolution.
Work for everybody?
and then you'll use your best judgment for this, which you think is appropriate, and we can say yes or no.
Add one to.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, we
Yeah,
just,
okay.
right, we'll have the actual language right there
It'll
anyway.
make it
If we
easier.
want to add it on here, we could add
Okay.
F on
Yeah.
if we want to.
I think that would make the most sense. Great, yeah.
I know sidewalks was the one that Mike mentioned. Does anyone have any concerns? If
No, I
not,
think
okay.
it's not appropriate there.
Okay, then I will entertain a motion to approve and grant special permit number 2025-4901. Motion by
Game of chicken.
Kevin,
Good work. Second,
second by Lisa, all in favor?
If somebody plans.
Okay, great. Next item on the agenda is to review the discrepancy of recorded covenants and restrictions on 16 Cinema Drive. We talked about this at the last meeting. Lisa did go back and look through her notes and found nothing. I know she said in the email that said that. I went back through my bookshelf of stuff and found all the minutes, but there was nothing in there
Yeah.
that I had handwritten that people didn't already have, so I didn't clutter up anybody else's inbox with another email that said me neither. But there is a copy in front of everybody that Mike printed out.
Yep, so these were provided to us by Council for Key Review. The whereas just kind of outlines the need for these amended and restated declarations and covenants. The actual declarations and covenants are now numbered. And on the version in front of you, I just italicized that, which changed, outlining the actual date of the certificate of compliance and where we're measuring the 10 years from. I spoke to Mike, there's a slight discrepancy about a month between a first certificate of compliance that was issued and a final certificate of compliance that were issued. Him and I, Mike, Scott, and I neither had an issue with using the September date over the October date. So I am comfortable with you approving these as presented, but if anyone has any questions.
I mean, as we discussed, it really, even though the language was changed, there's not really been any harm done to the village. So this is pretty straightforward, I think.
And so it looks like Ronnie has to sign it. So
Ronnie will
is
have
this
to
just a
sign it.
recommendation by the trustee, or
Well,
by the planning
the-
board, or are we?
You're approving them
Okay.
because the
Okay.
conditions stated that the restrictions had to be
Oh, right,
approved by the planning board, myself and Mike Scott. It did not require board of trustee approval.
Okay, so we will approve it, and then Ronnie.
And Ronnie
will sign it. Okay. Did anyone have any questions, or want another extra couple minutes to be through stuff?
So we are, what, approving
We'll approve these, or
Amend
deny them. and
the-
then
The
Ronnie
amended
will-
and restated,
KU Review Living Declaration of Covenants, okay?
yes.
Okay.
So I do have a question.
Yeah.
So since they've reached their 10 years,
They have not.
But they will be, right?
On September 21st, 2028.
Yeah, we have 3 more years.
Okay, well, then never mind, I'm not going to ask. I'll wait until 2020.
So the 10 years expires in
September
28.
3 years.
September. Okay,
Okay, if there's no other questions, I will entertain a motion to approve the amended and restated Cayuga View Living Declarations of Covenants and Restrictions.
I move that we accept the amended and restated Cayuga View Living Declaration of Covenants and Restrictions.
Motion by Lisa,
Second,
second by Lorraine, all in favor? Great.
So, Jeff, we'll get these signed by Ronnie and then I'll get the original over to your counsel for Carl to sign.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. And I appreciate you're all working on this and apologize that we had to get it fixed, but we got it fixed. So,
Perfect.
Right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff. Okay, next item on the agenda is to continue the discussion of village code changes and corrections. So we've made it through the first 2/3 of reviews and recommendations, and we're on to the last third before we do a more full and comprehensive review of everything that it is that we want to change. So this is the one that Lisa had started with Jonathan, and then Lisa and I met to finish these last couple sections. So there's 3 things. There is some definitions. There's the first packet is kind of the format that Lisa and I went through to say, here's what's currently there. What do we think should change? And then there is a chart in the back that has those things graphically. If you can't read any of the 3 initials at the top, that's because I wrote them on the piece of paper and my handwriting is awful. So there you go. As Mike demonstrated when I signed the paper, he said, "What's that?"
What are you talking about? What?
At the top of the chart.
Oh, this,
The districts were missing, so I wrote them on there
Oh,
hastily, so I'm sorry.
Oh,
Well, they look pretty good on that
They
one.
look
It's not bad.
I would say,
So Lisa, do you want to take it away with everything we talked about?
I don't.
I will not change anything on the chart tonight, as we've discussed, so that kind of master working chart that I have, you all have access to it. Again, I can send the link out, but we'll talk about it tonight. Mike will summarize everything that we talk about and send the summary out in another email. If we have time on the agenda to talk about it at the next meeting, we will. There might be a couple of other things that we have to do instead of that, but I would love to get this done before the end of the year, at least our initial review, and then we can go and do something more comprehensive. Yeah.
All right, so everybody's got the thing. Basically, we started out with pharmacy, and there is no definition for pharmacy in either of them, because there are currently no standalone pharmacies in the village. So basically, it's currently allowed in HHS. The current level of authorization is special permit with general conditions. And we thought that probably it should be added to CLT, CMT, CHD, and mixed use, as is with the just special permit. Basically, it's, are there any objections to a standalone pharmacy in any of the commercial districts? Was the real thing.
And mixed use, which,
Well, yeah.
Would still be,
mixed
yeah,
use,
that-
it would
yeah.
still, yeah.
again, we don't have any, they're all right, it's either embedded in Target or Kinney. But, as we chatted about that, yeah, I thought like, maybe,
I mean, if Kinney were not attached to the rest of the mall, would it bother anyone?
no, wouldn't
I
bother.
think the only thing, that would come up for the special permit is, it's about controlled substances, I
Yep.
think. So I think, you can, the thing is, did you come up with any fabulous, I came up with one when I first started on this, and I thought, I can't do this. And it was basically, there's drugstores, there's, most of them, provides, some ordinance that says may use the term drugstore and define it as a commercial establishment that employs a registered pharmacist full-time for the purpose of dispensing prescriptions and ethical drugs. So some of this is kind of interesting, actually, and I think maybe is worth considering, but I don't know whether you came up with any.
No, I mean, in most cases, I mean, I can't ever remember seeing a standalone pharmacy. Usually incidental to
Now there, yeah.
a mercantile building where
Not
they're
in,
selling something
not in the
else.
village, but years ago down in Ithaca.
Absolutely, yeah, now I feel.
I was just thinking back, but I'm going, like, that's way back when there used to be just a pharmacy
Does anyone
with,
care if I raise the temperature 1 degree?
oh, no, please, go ahead, because I'm cold.
I know how.
You know who's really good at finding definitions?
Ooh.
Natalie. She just looked, because she has access
Well, there's a
to
reason.
E-codes where she can go and
A
find.
pharmacy, I think it's, what's interesting is that I kind of like the registered pharmacist being, you know. And actually, yeah, when I mean, I go across town to Walgreens
Yep.
over in East Hill, and that's a standalone
You
facility.
think that's a standalone pharmacy?
It's like Kinney.
It's Kinney.
It's really like Kinney,
It's-
yeah. I
It's
mean,
a convenience
Does it
store
sell
with a
milk and
pharmacy.
stuff?
Yeah, they sell everything at Walgreens.
Get my paper
Oh
towel.
my gosh, Walgreens is bigger than Kinney.
That's all I go.
Oh.
But I mean, here's the thing, though, I think that, you know, having that definition is appropriate, because, right, what if you did have something that came in, say it's like Kinney or Walgreens, new business, and, you know, it's up to, you know, Mike how he classifies it, maybe they do sell some other stuff, but it's kind of clear that, you know, their primary function is, you know, that kind of drugstore pharmacy piece of it, so, I think it's, you know, we've got it in there, I think that we can.
But the
find
real thing is
decent
it's only now in HHS, and it seems appropriate to be in commercial.
Yeah, I think in the commercial, especially if we're talking about something like that, it would be smaller in size and scope. I don't think you're gonna have something the size of Kinney that's just a drugstore. That seems unlikely.
So it's a matter of what other district you want to add it to, and then picking out a
A definition, yep. So CLTC, so, you know, low, medium, and high traffic, mixed use, and
But we have this in as a red SP,
that's where it is now. So it is currently allowed in
With
HHS,
conditions.
with conditions, yep.
with conditions, is it?
Yes.
Oh,
Yep, so we want to add CLT, CMT.
oh, I have that
and
wrong then, because I said in general conditions, which it's not a,
The additional conditions is provided that such pharmacies offer for sale nothing other than prescription drugs
okay, so but this should have been an SP plus. is on
and
my
or
sheet,
offer
is
for
my
sale
point.
retail.
That's what the red
So
is,
that's
yeah.
why I would say Kinney's is not a pharmacy because it offers other things for
Yeah,
sale.
it is, yeah.
So this makes it, there's this pure standalone pharmacy. All they do is just.
That's it.
medication.
It is just a pharmacy. They don't sell anything else.
So we're saying it's an SP plus.
That's what's allowed right now in HHS.
That's reasonable, because I would want a pharmacy.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's right.
But I'm saying on my write-up here, I just said regular SP, general conditions. It's an
Well, I suppose if we alter the definition to include this, sell nothing other than prescription drugs, then we don't need the additional.
Is that
Yeah, this, the
This is what it
additional
says.
condition.
These are the additional conditions.
under
This has been
conditional?
modified though in Carolyn's, in the local law,
Yes.
which is passed. I don't recall how.
I
Why don't
think,
we, all right, we better see.
Let me see. I think we took out. Pharmacies, provided that such pharmacy has on premises during all hours of operation a licensed pharmacist
okay.
At all hours.
of operation.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay.
So it took out the restriction on only selling,
Yeah, which is fine.
But
yeah,
they still,
but they
yeah.
need to have a pharmacist on
Okay,
premises.
that's fine.
So what if you want to close for lunch?
It's just while they're open.
Then they're not open.
Yeah, then they're not open.
All
That's
hours
fine,
of
that's fine, yeah.
operation.
They really don't dispense it. All these pharmacists,
This is not open with the rest of the retail.
yes. It's mixed use, essentially.
That such pharmacy has on-premises during all
Yeah.
hours of operation. Yeah, that's fine.
Because that's
Target
why
closes
whenever,
at-
yeah,
Target
whenever you
closes
go
at
like to the
6.
Walden, they always say, the message is, we are closed for lunch.
Yeah.
For a half hour.
Yep.
So it's,
Thank you.
and all of them do
1 to
that.
1:30,
Oh, yeah.
he's closed for lunch, yep, they have a sign right there at the pharmacy.
So I guess ultimately, does anyone have any issues with
Yeah.
adding it to the 3 commercial traffic? Okay.
Well, are you now defining pharmacy 5 times, like, so there's gonna have 5 definitions of pharmacy? Maybe you don't want all 5 of them.
Oh, no, we don't, no.
No.
This was something I sent to Mike, I should have just told him, don't do this. No, these are just some I found all
These
over
are
the
just
place.
examples.
Yeah,
They're
We wanna
examples,
create- Yeah.
this is, no, we're not gonna, we're gonna have one definition of pharmacy.
I'm just thinking large scale pharmacy, you wouldn't wanna have them like, maybe consider 5,000 square feet.
No, there's one maybe from California.
Oh, like the large, defined by a total of 5,000 square feet, compounding and dispensing under the supervision of pharmacy.
But you could just use a special permit for
I
that.
was gonna say, it doesn't matter, we'd get it there and say, no, this isn't, it would probably wouldn't even get to us, because Mike would say, no, this isn't gonna work. Right. So what is redevelopment on larger, it's what it's,
Back up, I never heard exactly what districts were decided.
Commercial low traffic, commercial medium traffic, commercial high traffic.
Okay.
All for
And-
FP plus.
and all
You're gonna
ST
keep
plus,
the conditions in
and
place.
we're gonna then have to cycle back and also be sure that, mixed use.
Can come up with a definition.
Yes, with, for mixed use, or,
No, for
no, we need a
pharmacy.
Yeah,
definition,
for
yeah.
pharmacy. I don't know if we're picking out a definition tonight or if we want to.
No, I don't think,
Yeah,
right
trying to
now,
deal with
I
it,
think
yeah.
we have to
Natalie will take a look and.
spend more time on that.
Okay.
So then it was redevelopment on larger pre-existing non-conforming use, currently in operation at CLT. Why was it just CLT? I didn't understand.
It's kind of,
I mean, some of, no. Because what about the CLT that we now changed to CMT? Didn't we have some CLT that became CLT? Yes, yes.
let me look at that more, because I'm gonna look at, I know how we handle non-conforming uses. If it's existing now, as long as you don't change that use, it can remain on there, and you have to.
Like McDonald's.
And you have to, it has to be open at least once a year. Remember, we ran into this with.
McDonald's is CLT also,
Up here.
was CLT when they, with the drive-through.
So in order for, someone can't come in and just put another one in there just because
Somebody else has
I
it.
had one in there before, if it was non-conforming.
Yeah, so it hasn't set a precedent, in other words.
This kind of interacts, kind of crosses how we handle non-conforming uses, and we have a whole section of non-conforming uses, how it's handled. So can we skip this one for now? Let me look this one over this week
Okay,
and make sure that we're not crossing.
okay, because it occurred to me that at some point, probably, I don't even know whether it was you and I were talking on this one, or whether it was Jonathan and me, but before, this was, some of the CLT is now CMT. So did we want to restrict it to CLT? Do you know what I mean? I mean, McDonald's used to be CLT and now it's CMT, right? You know what I'm saying? Because we, how many years is that, 5 years ago or whatever, introduced CMT, it's been longer than that, I guess. Why is it just
Now they
restricted?
have high traffic food and beverage.
Yeah,
It's
it's,
in there, so they're
Right.
conforming.
right, yeah, now, yeah.
Yes,
Now they're
but,
not, right,
but
now
I'm
they're
just
not.
saying, why does this just say only in
CLT.
CLT? Why isn't it?
Yeah, let me do more research.
Okay.
Because the biggest one around here that I can name of is Swarthout.
Oh, yes, right.
It's not conforming use.
Yes,
They have been they wanted to add on. to the
I
building.
remember.
They couldn't add on to the building
no,
because they are non-conforming, and they want to move across the road.
it doesn't work.
They can't do that because it's non-conforming use. So let me,
Okay, so we're gonna just TBD this. Okay.
Religious facility?
Religious facility. There's a definition in 145.3 which says, a regularly attended place of religious worship, including facilities for religious education, and a cemetery attached thereto, which we don't have, we don't have.
Or,
Yeah, that should be an and or, I would imagine.
I was gonna say,
Or just maybe,
maybe
Not
including, removing.
Yeah.
what? Including
Just stop a
facilities for
regularly attended place
religious,
of religious worship.
including
period.
such as, including facilities such as religious education, including.
Why can't it just be a regularly attended place of religious worship?
Yeah,
Unless you're trying to also that you're not saying including facilities for.
including for religious.
I guess if it was like a building for like Bible study, but they didn't actually have, worship services
Now, the one
there,
we
but-
have over here on Graham Road, there's only one building, right?
Yeah.
But if they want, they'd probably have room to add another building if they wanted to add it.
It's a pretty big building over there.
Yeah, but I'm just
It's a
saying,
big lot.
there's also a big lot of property there, so I'm saying if they were to grow and decide to put a separate building for a school, would this preclude them from doing that, or no? But I guess I would keep including facilities for religious education, but I don't see a cemetery going.
Well, do we permit
How can a cemetery be attached there too? What,
Do we permit cemeteries? Is that a separate category?
I don't think we have cemeteries.
I know a cemetery would have to go through the health department, that's to take certain aspects. The health department looks at it really close, they can't be.
We don't have any private ones on any of the farms.
I think this is reading different. I think it means different how it maybe is being read. That facilities for religious education are also being defined as a religious facility, not that the place where religious worship is attended to
Right.
might also include okay.
But I think that's okay.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's okay to have a cemetery attached there too. At this point, I can't. Or I don't know.
There's only two known ones that I know of in the village.
Yep, one's on Burdick Hill.
One's on Burdick Hill, and then the other one's over here on Graham.
Private ones.
They're both
The
private.
little bitties, yeah.
Wait, there's a private one on Graham Road?
I think it's like
It's up
six.
against,
Scavenger.
yeah,
Yeah.
Backyard?
well, it's across the runoff. There's like what's left of a building, and there's some tombstones in there.
No, across from your house?
Yep.
Across the crosswalk?
Yeah, if you're looking.
In the woods?
Yeah,
You're kidding.
So don't go out on
field
I
trips.
walk by there every night.
Just don't do it.
I've been walking by for months. Thanks for, well, I usually cross at the crosswalk.
yeah. If you cross the
So do we
crosswalk,
leave
it's like right there.
cemetery in?
Oh, it's right there?
Yeah.
All right, I'll be looking tomorrow morning.
Is there any reason to leave it in? Is there any reason to delete it?
It
Again,
reads extremely awkwardly.
It reads-
Yeah, it reads weird,
Instead
yeah,
of
it reads
we're
weird.
editing these things now, let's clean that language up. That's
I mean, because it makes it sound like it almost, I don't know, it reads weird.
it is weird, yes. A regular attended place of religious worship,
I can look into
including
that.
facilities for religious education.
Potentially
May
including,
May include,
which, yeah.
Including but not limited to.
May include, and may include.
Natalie will come back with a
Yeah,
suggestion
I'll
of
get a
a way to
list of
clean it up and not make
And
it
I
read
would say
weird.
an attached cemetery, not attached cemetery.
Yeah, there too, yeah.
I know, it's like
Adjacent.
contiguous.
Cemetery adjacent.
Include a facility for religious education.
For people to be buried.
So weird, yeah.
Oh, my God, it's very odd.
Yeah.
I was sort of thinking, actually, not having, that we have to just go through our definitions almost separately.
I think we're going to anyway as part of the
Yeah,
bigger read.
but I mean,
Yeah.
this one is pretty obvious, yeah. Okay, but how do we feel about including nursery schools does not include, and I guess that's,
They have their own category.
Right, that's a separate use on
because
the
they have
chart.
different licensing.
Yep, yeah.
so we want to delete that part? Or do we say that, we want to keep it
I
specific?
think you want to
I think
keep it.
I like keeping.
Right, you don't
Okay.
want somebody coming in and
Such uses
doing a
are
nursery and
considered.
saying, oh, no, I'm a religious facility, you're right, yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
yes, tax-free and all. Okay, so then moving along,
So you're
It's-
not adding it to anything else?
I was gonna say it's just
We
special
didn't have
permit.
any recommendations, yeah, it's already in, every place other than what, business technology, research, and HHS, and those were reviewed separately, so.
Yeah, it was like, no, so yeah, no BTD, no RSH, and no HHS, which I think seems
I think it's fine, yeah.
fine. And it's special permit and general conditions, which also seems fine. Okay, so research, design, prototype, production. We don't have a definition for either of those either. Or there are no, so we don't have that. It's currently allowed in BTD and RSH. Depending, I guess, on what it is that they're producing, it could be allowed in other places, if it's not like a large-scale sort of situation.
Yeah, this seems like, I mean, if you look at where it's currently allowed, this seems like it was something that was created for the business and technology, area,
Yeah.
right? So, but I think if you take a look at some of if you can think about, research, design, some of the things that they do there, it might fall in.
Mechanics type.
Yeah, I was thinking it might fall into a
Commercial
different
type.
category or a different use that we already have if it was outside.
I
business
just,
and
it seems
technology.
to me that there's some sort of gap here between certain
Yeah.
kinds of production, and it just doesn't,
We put that on my list to look over and see how that overlaps with everything.
There might be another use that is
yeah.
practically the same, or if it needs to be separated out for, whatever reason, we can do that too.
Okay,
And it might very well be, I mean, when I look at that, I do read that as something, thinking about some of the
I'm
things they do up in
huge.
business and technology.
yeah, big stuff.
Seems like that's not the sort of thing that we would want
No,
somewhere here, more central to the village.
but there might be situations where it wouldn't be that large. I
Correct.
don't know whether it's large scale versus small, whatever. Okay, so then we move on to, let's see.
Sales, repair, and maintenance.
Yep, definition. As I said, there it is, but the definition needs to be reviewed and edited. I mean, definitions cropping up here. What did it say? All retail soft and hard goods, laundromat, cleaners, bank, bar, tavern. It just didn't make.
Drive-in
It's like
restaurant.
everything, it's like,
Yeah, that just.
I mean, sales and repair, I guess maintenance is the bar, or is that repair? I don't know. Jeez.
Yeah, why is bar?
also, please do not confuse this with bank administrative office. As previously discussed.
But it just is crazy.
Yeah, I think,
I mean, I think, well, like we said, it's currently allowed in CHT, but depending on what kind of maintenance, if it, you have to worry about whether there's,
yeah, like what's Monroe?
okay, for squeaky,
We have a separate automotive sales.
I was gonna
Okay,
say
right.
squeaky
Yeah,
clean would be a maintenance kind of, I mean,
That's automotive sales, service, and lots.
oh, so
It's a
that's
different
up,
definition.
Yeah.
but that's up, but we don't have,
That's
With
it,
car
yeah.
wash.
okay, but that's.
For automotive. So
Automotive
it'd be
sales
different
service.
category.
So Mike, what would you
We should
consider
have
a
looked
place
that up.
around here that is sales, repair, and maintenance? Putting you on the spot, I know.
We have a cobbler.
There's not any small engine
Another
repair or
working
anything, is there?
I don't get that.
A laundromat.
How is a laundromat sales, repair, or maintenance?
That's, yeah.
No, but what about the dry cleaner that's now moved out of the Trip Hammer Plaza? Did you know that? I walked by there Saturday, and, yeah, they moved out, they consolidated and moved downtown to their place downtown.
Oh, wow.
Laundromat, or the dry cleaner.
From over in,
Trip Hammer.
Didn't have anything left there.
oh,
I just saw the sign, I think it just happened, like, in the last week.
The Asian grocery store closed down about a month ago.
Oh, really? So is everybody?
Well, they didn't close, they moved somewhere downtown.
Oh. Anyway, would dry cleaning fit that bill? I mean, because that's not cleaners. I mean, it's not really a laundromat.
it says cleaners, it doesn't say dry cleaners.
Yeah, laundromat and cleaner should go together, but I don't know under sales, repair and maintenance, it just makes sense.
How does a bar and
Services
sales,
should be under there.
Yeah.
sales?
Well, it's also confusing, and I didn't pick up on this when you and I were talking, Elise, but 5 is sales, repair, and maintenance, 7 is small-scale sales.
Yeah, well,
It's just a different, but it's like a different definition. That one
And that
is
has
like
both
the same
include
stuff, laundromat,
laundromat.
bookstore, bank, it
It
just
does
puts
have-
an average like
and
square
bank.
footage on there.
both of them have bank
And laundromat.
and laundry and pharmacy, by the way.
Mhm.
Oh, my gosh.
And I hadn't seen that before, yeah.
So
If-
it's like, what do we do with this?
That's another one that I'm gonna cross-reference with a lot of other things. We need to, we've got so many categories, so many uses that are, 3 or 4 of them that are alike, and they kind of
Yeah.
overlap each other with their definitions. Like I said, you give me some time and let me see if we can't separate these so that they don't overlap.
Accessory drive-through.
Half of that doesn't even make sense.
No,
That'd be like Kinney's.
Yeah, right.
I know you already said that car wash is a separate category. I think the thing that we have to think about is how will it impact the village? And a lot of this stuff has no impact, but the
Right.
things that do have impact.
Right.
We're having some trouble downtown with the car wash because of the noise and the bad.
yes,
And I have to, it seems like we need to think about how noisy that would be. So we just have to think about noise and like maybe
light and,
smells.
no,
So
pollution.
any kind of like disturbance, and if there's not a disturbance, I think we should be lenient, and then we just have to make sure we catch the things that might catch a disturbance.
Well, it is basically, it's light pollution, noise pollution, smell, all sorts of, grease and all of that, so. But when you look at what this definition is for, a bank or a bar or tavern, so it's just bizarre.
It seems like small scale sales, and I then assume there's a large scale sale.
Well, we did we have large scale? No. I don't think so, LMNP. It would have been in our, maybe it was right before ours.
There is no large.
No, of course.
And that's why we review things. Yeah.
Okay,
I mean, though, Mike,
moving along.
if somebody came in and said, I want to open up a tavern, bar, whatever you want to call
You'd say,
A restaurant.
it, what's your, right, that's kind of my question. Would your initial thought be, oh, that's sales?
No, it's like,
well, it is, it's
Food.
restaurant, tavern, bar would be,
Traffic, food and
It
beverage.
would be low, I was gonna
Exactly.
say, it would fall into food and beverage somewhere,
Yeah.
I would imagine, so. So I think sales, repair, maintenance, and small scale sales, that's a maybe good
I
opportunity.
think
for-
that is like, what are those stores that used to be around where you would take your, not computer, but you could take your phones or like Radio Shack type of place
Yeah.
that would do repairs. That's what I think of when
I
I,
think of like a shoe cobbler.
oh, there you go.
We don't have.
I love it, we should.
we don't,
But
That'd be
look at
great.
this, they say carry out service, sales and so carry out service,
I mostly we should get rid of the whole category.
I was gonna say,
I wonder if maybe it fits into other things, but,
well, we should be sure that it does.
oh, absolutely, yeah,
And
no.
then before we eliminate it, but it is, I think it almost does, because if we look at it, all retail, soft and hard goods.
Well, the only thing, since there is no large scale sales, then sales, repair and maintenance would cover anything
That's not.
over 10,000 square feet per tenant. Small scale sales has a maximum average size of 10,000 square feet per tenant.
Right, oh, you're saying a
So then
large.
there is no large scale sale.
So that's-
What's the purpose of the breakout? Do we need those two categories?
That's kind of the question, maybe not.
No,
We need to break out the things that are noisy or loud or so-and-so, but then go sales.
but we also have to be sure that we have a place for retail,
Yeah.
soft and hard goods.
And there's other we've gone over other things, so Mike will take a look, and
Okay,
like I said, at the next meeting, we might not have time to talk about this anyway, which gives us a little extra
we'll go
time.
after some of the things.
Some type of proposal.
Okay, schools. So, some definitions, schools, which it is currently allowed in all the districts except for RSH and HHS, with special permit and general conditions, just plain old special permit. So we suggested that we might want to add it to RSH and HHS, because we were saying some, although,
I think the daycare center inclusion would make sense for why it would be included in RSH and HA to.
also daycare.
Well, it includes
It's in the
daycare. It's in the
definition.
definition in childcare centers.
Street friendly to them and let following their lead on the categories that they wanted.
Yeah, exactly.
Mike and I didn't make any additional.
There's one or two that we were, and they were like, oh, yes, we want that, we missed that.
We didn't push them. I
think it makes
can go back
sense.
and ask them if they want it.
Yeah.
And
But I mean-
it's not up to them, it's up to you.
Also, here's the other thing, if we say, yes, it's an allowed use, they are still the property owners, they can say, no.
Plus, but it's
So just because we say it's allowed use, right, it's,
I haven't written to them yet, I was meaning to write to them and say, congratulations, you have
Yeah.
a bunch more uses now. I can do that and say also, would you want us to also pick the school?
if you want to do that, if you're gonna, yes, you see me on it, yeah.
well, reminding that it could be nursery schools, child care centers,
And I'll-
because they might want to,
I'll follow if somebody wants an
an employee, you know, somebody wants to have an
Employee daycare
employee
center.
daycare would be lovely.
Yeah,
I think it makes sense.
sure.
So that was what we're thinking.
There was an email circulated, and I think it might be beneficial to somewhat tailor this definition or modify it as to whether or not like a dance studio counts as a school.
That is somewhere else in here.
I think there should be some level of like accreditation requirement to differentiate a school from like a studio.
There was something else, maybe it was the same email, but there was something else where that came up specifically about,
Oh, a
I can't
studio,
type this in there, it's,
like a yoga studio or a dance.
Yeah, dance studio, I think is what was
Well, like-
brought up. Would that be a school? And I don't think so.
Like jazzercise even was, yeah,
Oh, well, they're like that well, wait, wasn't there a dance school right over?
Armstrong is.
Is that over there?
I wouldn't call that a school though.
But they do
No.
fall on to the
But
dance.
they're not like accredited. You
no,
don't get,
that isn't a school and.
they're not certified by the Board of
School, but you-
Regents.
Yeah, but it's different.
Yeah.
So it does have a different connotation, to me anyway. But do we need to define it more specifically, you think?
It was a question that someone posed.
A place of education.
So some other definitions, I mean, I can circulate any, you won't have to change it, but specifically saying that it's, you know, certified by the Board of Regents in accordance with the education laws of New York State, just to kind of give it a little bit more credence than just
Well,
anything.
yeah, the
that calls it a
daycare stuff
school.
is all from New York State, right? Daycare centers and
Yes.
camps and all of that would be New York State?
Yes.
Yeah, maybe it
And
would
then
be
this
good.
one also does have a different definition for daycare.
But I think, okay, so we want to add some sort of language for
We
that.
might want to incorporate.
Yeah, I think so. We want to beat the,
oh, this is the one that came up under office studio service, right, this came up when we were talking about that.
Yeah, there wasn't. I thought
Because
there-
this is where, like, adult education comes up,
Yes.
and that's how there was the crossover there.
That's interesting, so what about, there's a school downtown that teaches second languages. That is a school, but it's not in accordance with the Department of Education or the Board of Regents.
yeah,
So
like
you-
English as a second language or something.
I don't know what it's called, open doors. And theoretically, they couldn't, but you want them to be able to operate.
Yes,
Well, maybe that,
They might
right,
fit
maybe
into
that falls
somewhere
under
else.
office
but
studio
that would be
service.
more
Yeah.
office,
School.
or it wasn't that one part of one of the churches even?
Because a school has different things that go along with it.
Yes.
There's other laws that come
Yeah.
into play and regulations where that, I don't think that language studio. has
Yeah,
the
and,
same-
and the language studio, yeah, I don't think, you know, if you're talking about like the 500-foot rule or
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
it's like, I don't think we would be worried about that with that sort of adult education versus a school. Yeah.
Yeah, we can say.
Okay, so, we agree.
Where is a studio allowed, where's a school allowed where a studio is not?
Where is this?
The only reason it would matter is if someone came to you and wanted to put it into a zone, and they said, we want to be at school because we want to be in zone.
Well, but a school brings with it other legal connotations, which is why I just don't want to label everything a school. A studio is allowed in HDR, CLT, CMT, CHT, BTD. A school is also allowed in all of those places and also LDR and MDR.
Low density and medium density.
Yeah.
So that's the studio. So you could
So that's a
actually
school.
hold it out of your house if you had a big enough.
The schools are allowed in LDR and MDR, studios are
Oh,
not.
that's what I meant. Sorry.
Yeah. Which I think that's appropriate. I don't think you'd want.
Well, I'm just thinking, if this is our definition of school, why do they have to apply to anything else except say that they're a school to us, and then say they can go into low density residential?
But do you want that type of activity in low-density residential?
No,
Like a
just
dance
the other
studio?
person saying, I can put my school in low density residential.
I just think we should be loyal to like the legal definition of a school for New York State
I think, yeah,
and the other requirements that go along with it. I just wouldn't want to open that category up so broadly.
I agree with that.
I'm just thinking that a person might try to do that, not that I think.
Well, that's why I want
That's why you
to
don't want
limit
it.
it,
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
because you don't want a dance studio in low-density residential. Yeah.
Music playing while they're
Yeah.
dancing around to jazz or whatever. Okay,
So Carolyn, yeah, do you want to write back Cornell and CC me and
Yeah.
say congratulations, and also-
Add in, you'll be able to do a daycare center.
a small scale
well,
sales?
we're recommending
Yeah.
these changes. I mean, this is, that we will be, I
Well, we'll
wouldn't,
see, I mean, let's see what their thought are. They might have a real good reason why they absolutely don't want it added in there. And,
I
okay,
mean, are there some others here where we've done that? We've added it,
no.
where they didn't ask, well, did they not ask for
We
this
didn't
one?
add anything that they didn't ask for, except we suggested one thing, which I don't remember which one.
Yeah,
And it was an omission on their part, so, yeah.
okay, so small scale sales,
So Mike's gonna look at this one too.
all right.
This is a fun
Why,
one.
what did I say? See drive-through language, what did I? Oh. This was retail soft hard goods with maximum average size, which we said of 10,000 square feet
Yeah.
per tenant, which may include but not exceed one accessory drive-through that is clearly incidental in nature to the primary business use. Jewelry, clothing, pet store, pharmacy, bank, bookstore, laundromat.
Yeah, so Mike will look at that when he looks at
Trying to
sales repair
separate
maintenance.
Sales type
Yeah.
activity.
And it's currently just allowed in CHT and BTD,
Yeah,
and maybe that's appropriate.
well, you'll have that, in
We'll
your-
figure that
yeah,
out.
you'll have that in your proposal.
So, special care facility, definition. Convalescent, progressive care, senior housing or nursing home, adolescent or outpatient housing. And then see the additional conditions in 145-60P. What was that? I forgot. I don't know why I didn't write that in. This definition is something that we obviously grappled with way back when. We were originally, about the same time that we did the CU Suites, we had, as a planning board, decided to do some changes to assisted living. We were going to remove this, we voted to do this, and somehow it was never, language was never developed for actual passing of a resolution. So if we look at some of the minutes that you probably have from the CU Suites thing, it's the minutes of March 14, 2016. We asked our then code officer to please develop some language for a resolution. We were going to add, remove assisted living and incorporate it into special care facility. And we're going to say, special care facility, convalescent, progressive care, assisted living or nursing home, adolescent or outpatient housing, a supportive housing facility designed for those who need or require extra help in their day-to-day lives. Typically, these facilities combine housing, personal care services, and medical care in an atmosphere of safety and privacy. based on a monthly fee, basic services. I'm not sure that this is, it wasn't maybe good that we didn't do this because they are different. And what I did have, since I've been dealing with some of this, is I pulled this out of this one, and John Hancock Life Insurance Company, where they have defined also nursing home, long-term care facility. I mean, there's whole levels too that maybe we should be thinking about here. But you know, it all has to do with licensed custodial care under the some, you know, registered nurses, MDs. So I think one of the things we do know, though, that we really need to include something about rehabilitation services and addiction
And
services.
so that was a
We
new,
talked about that.
that was a
Yeah.
new use that we wanted to add.
And we need to, I don't know where it goes exactly, but I think that's it. And also on our chart of uses, as I note here that it's missing from the chart of uses, CMT. And yet it's in the code write-up.
Mhm.
So we have to, you know,
Yeah.
fix that. And as I said, all should be special permit plus,
SP plus, right?
yeah. So,
And the conditions there are the plus, the additional conditions, permitted upon determination by the planning board that the design, scale, exterior appearance, project traffic volume, that should be projected, and pattern, lights and noise level are compatible with the character of the neighborhood or immediate area surrounding the proposed development. Yeah, so it's not so much about the purpose and use of it as it is about the, make sure it looks nice and fits in.
Which almost fits just the general
With the general
conditions of
conditions,
the
right,
special
yeah,
permit
yep.
anyway.
I think that you should keep addiction services as a separate category, and then you can be specific about the special conditions,
Yep.
because I think getting stricter special conditions than, for example, senior housing.
And that's what we've talked about, yeah.
Yeah.
So we just have to, that's a new use, so it's a new use, a new definition, and a where do we want that?
so we want to move it to addiction services.
Addiction services, rehabilitation, whatever you want to call it.
Well, I think both,
We need to come up,
actually.
we need to come up with a name, right?
Because
But,
rehabilitation can refer to addiction services.
Yes, both.
Physical.
right, yeah.
Yes,
And we were
exactly.
focused more on the addiction service type.
But rehabilitation isn't anywhere in here.
Right, no,
either.
yep. And maybe that, and I have a feeling that that may fit into an existing
I
category.
think you should call that physical fitness rehabilitation and be clear what that's called.
Well, I wrote-
And then keep that where it is.
I said it should be revised, though the definition or language, we have to include rehabilitation services. You have physical, mental, and addiction, or all of those things can be rehabilitation, so,
Basically, a lot of places that used to call themselves nursing homes.
yeah.
And now calling those.
Or that one floor is that, one is memory care, and one is, I mean, then we get into all of that.
Yeah.
I just don't know how, I think we can don't need to get that level, but maybe, but there is definitely a need for rehabilitation of some sort. And I think specifically the word addiction should be in here somewhere.
I think you should actually break it into all three categories and list them separately, so you just list addiction services as its own category.
Yeah, I think addiction
And
has to be.
then rehabilitation and physical rehabilitation can be in the same category as all these others.
Yes.
Because they need less oversight.
Yeah.
We'll just
than
include
anyone expected.
rehabilitation into addiction services.
Well, mental and addiction cover more, we need more oversight than physical, obviously. Okay, so,
But Lisa, we do agree that assisted living facility and care facility are different.
yeah, they really are.
Because I looked into that with service. Yeah,
Do I recall fighting with you over that?
I guess it's the intensity of the care needed.
It is the intensity of the care,
So,
yes.
Okay, so we're gonna leave.
Assisted, and I've become very familiar with this on a personal level, you know, where some of these facilities, assisted living does not, basically, they don't help you with a lot of things in assisted living. You're pretty much still on your own,
Yeah.
but you might forget your meds or something, so they're gonna put them out for you,
Yeah.
but they're not gonna even probably hand them to you in some,
Special care facility,
they
They're
stand
doing
by
a
or
lot
give
here,
it to
yeah.
you. I mean, it just, they are different. So we maybe should be looking at the state regs, I don't know, and some of their definitions.
Well, I think the two key
Because
words there,
they're-
one, right, it's assisted living versus like actual
Special
care.
care
Yeah.
facility, which is, and then maybe we want rehabilitation services, or addiction services, whatever. But they are different. And, you know, we haven't,
If somebody wanted to come and open up a PT place right now, physical therapy in the village,
we
be on the
haven't.
spot again, what would you classify that as, under the current chart of uses? Without you having a full list of uses in front of you.
I'd have to go through the definition.
But physical therapy,
Would you put it in assisted care or
Could be.
assisted living or special care?
It could be in some type of service. No, I wouldn't put it underneath
Okay,
that.
right.
Because you're talking about the assisted living
Right.
and special care facility are places where people live.
I was gonna say. the
Right,
thing
and so
that's
my
gonna
point is,
happen-
I don't think that rehabilitation thing, like physical therapy, speech therapy, you know, OT,
But-
that doesn't fit into either of these categories. But I also don't think it fits into you know, like an addiction service.
Rehabilitation, though, is different than physical therapy, because like, physical therapy, you go in and you come out the same day, usually it's the same hour. But rehabilitation, people move in and live there for 2 weeks sometimes. So that's a different category.
When this writing process is done, it should be a very easy question to answer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
That is right here, that goes right here.
But physical therapy is different than rehabilitation.
Yeah, but
I think that we need to be clear in that because it might not have to be. And
Right,
so it's the same, physical therapy can be the same thing. It's what level of that do you need? Is it more for like, I'm going and I'm doing my exercises, I'm leaving, or do I need PT and other things like this for some sort of rehabilitation?
usually it's the whole overnight thing.
Usually is a very gray term that Mike has to figure out how
Yeah,
it fits in the chart.
That's what we got into
We
that.
need to make sure.
Whether it was hospital, trust me, he and I spent several long sessions.
a place after you, they let you out of the hospital after you've had, you know, some kind of serious surgery or something.
Right.
But
You can't go home.
Can't go home. You're
You
back.
can't go home.
And some people will refer you for the nursing home or, you know,
Rehabilitation.
a couple of weeks or a month.
Yeah, I mean, if you've had a road accident, I do that.
Yeah.
So
But again, we're
rehabilitation,
digging
addiction.
deep down here that we don't need to right now, so, yeah. But
Okay,
those are things that, right, we've identified we need to answer.
yeah. But in the meantime, it should be, the chart of uses should reflect that CMT
CMT, right, yep.
is also included.
And that should be SP plus.
Yes. Temporary commercial activities, the definition needs editing as it includes both temporary commercial and temporary non-commercial activities as subsets A and B, not as separate categories, and yet the numbering was off. So I think originally it must have been 42 and 43, or 40 and 41, and now it's A and B. You have to look at it all to see what I mean.
You know, the temporary non-commercial activities, I don't know why it's not allowed in your residential area, it's non-commercial. And that would have to do with your
Yeah, it's crazy, but
block parties and what we were talking about.
if you look at 14582,
Private activities or gatherings related to principal uses permitted in a particular district with no required entry or participation fees charged.
Yeah, so that is you got that right out of the definitions under
Yes.
uses, right? Yeah, so if you look at temporary commercial activities, the way that it is now, it says temporary commercial
Just the
activities
drag.
and temporary non-commercial activities. It might be better off, like Lisa and I talked about, breaking those into. some
it should be two. I think it must have
different things,
been
not-
two.
Here's this use that's both commercial and non-commercial, with that, there should be a commercial one and a non-commercial one. And then we can define them better.
The thing that was odd is that
Yeah,
the numbering then was out of order.
there's
And
some.
so I
yeah.
think that they must have been separated
Yeah,
at some point.
if you look in definitions under the chart of uses, it goes 40
And then it
42.
went, yeah.
So one of those two things under there used to be its own separate thing, or they deleted something, we never fixed the numbering. But that's the other tricky thing, right? If you look at this, it's temporary commercial and temporary non-commercial. Well, if there's non-commercial things, if you look at the chart of uses, you can't have a non-commercial thing in any of the residential districts, which theoretically you would want to, right? If you have a block party and you're gonna close roads and you need a, whatever, that's a non-commercial activity that maybe, for whatever reason, we do want a special permit for, that should be allowed in residential.
But, so in other words, we want to divide it out
Yeah.
into two categories.
What is commercial, temporary, non-commercial activities besides apartment? What else?
Temporary
Yard
non-commercial.
sales, we were talking about this earlier, block party, that's non-commercial, isn't that what we're saying?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think to myself, what else?
Estate sale, you know, that kind of estate sale, there's not many.
But a yard sale is the primary purpose of which is the sale of goods.
Yeah.
But it's not commercial.
It's not commercial
That's
sale of
non-commercial.
goods. I know, we went through this.
Yeah,
too.
we did.
I know, yes,
That's not a commercial if you're having a yard sale
For
at your
personal-
residence, that wouldn't be a commercial activity, would it, really?
It's commerce, it's commercial activity.
And also, the primary purpose is the
Well,
sale.
then we better start cracking down on yard sales around here and having them register and make sure that they've got their IRS numbers and they are registered with everybody and they have
You don't
a,
need to do sales tax on
Wow.
a yard sale.
I know.
That's
it's
not a
all prior
commercial
paragraph.
use.
I think it's just about block party. What else does it cover?
the next thing that comes up that we don't have a definition for. So while we're here, let's clean up the language and make sure that it
but you
fits.
probably want to keep the category just for the future, because
Yes.
people get very creative about stuff. Maybe you'd want to, I don't know,
Job fair.
that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Or a petting zoo for the day or something.
The temporary commercial activities, what are some examples? Would that be like Doug's Fish?
That's
whole
the chart.
chart.
That-
There's
you know,
Yeah,
that's
there is a
what-
chart in
that's
here
that
about that.
chart.
Circus.
It's in the code, yeah. Yep.
You don't have.
You don't have it printed off the
Stationary
front.
food vendor.
I did see one on the.
Oh, what page is it? It's.
There's the flower,
It might be on the back of.
145.
the flower thing is, with the malls, that,
Okay, I remember, I've seen this before.
Of course.
fireworks sales for the 4th of July,
Pumpkin.
flowers for Mother's Day.
What's
things like
missing, what's missing here? Oh, farm, like, what if I just grew some vegetables and I want to put them out for sale?
That's the sale of goods, that doesn't fit in this category.
And I'm saying, it's allowed if it's like,
Nothing fits in this category.
That's a
besides
commercial
block parties.
endeavor for you to grow and sell your.
Exactly, this is non-commercial.
That's a yard sale.
I think this paragraph is not.
That's a commercial use. I think that's a commercial activity, a yard sale.
okay, so you don't,
There's absolutely nothing.
You can say in a commercial district, if we want to omit yard sales, but you're telling me if there's like a community yard sale at the mall, you're not gonna want a special permit for that?
but that's not that's not on
But it's
LDR.
me just selling my goods. It's my yard
But
sale.
isn't
It
that
happens to be
under-
a few of them all.
Seasonal use or temporary outdoor sale, or,
Yeah, so a yard sale is a temporary outdoor sale.
so we're gonna now make them illegal in our village? Is that what we're saying?
No, not at all. I'm not
Just
saying.
tailor the
I'm not
definition to
saying
omit yard sales if
that
that's.
omit yard sales. I'm saying that this paragraph covers nothing except for block parties, and therefore,
Petting zoo.
You know, private activities.
we do not need it.
So, no, I agree, Carolyn. You know, you can be too hasty to get rid of stuff because people will come up with something. I think private activities is fine, or gatherings related to the principal uses permitted, where no, you know, if you want to get rid of sale of goods or services,
Yeah,
fine.
that might be,
But I wouldn't be so quick to get rid of this
If it
category.
has sale of goods, then you definitely want it regulated. I'm just trying to think.
Because then that's what makes it non-commercial activity. And these uses aren't even allowed in the residential district. These temporary non-commercial activities.
So technically, block parties are currently illegal. So we should.
That's only,
Let all the residents of Shannon Park know.
nope, we're gonna make people who have a block party coming in special permit. You're not allowed to have one.
Oh, I see, then.
So I have a question. So when the farmer's market is at the Trip Hammer Plaza in the wintertime, starting in January, did
that's a
and
temporary.
about the 2-day in early December, the artisan market that will take place, they have to come in, okay.
When those flower people come and all of that.
Flowers, fireworks, any place they set up the tents, like, you know, outside the mall, things like that, those.
Okay, so what would we like this to be then?
What about special events?
I think we talked about
You
that.
have special events as a category in the chart of uses. Do you have a definition of special events?
Defined as an activity or event, the primary purpose of which is not the sale of goods or services.
Right, and then other than in the, so one thing is like we have the chart, but some.
But then why would that be in temporary commercial
Right,
activity?
it might better be temporary outdoor sale, which is defined as everything else that can't be defined.
If there's sales involved, I agree with you, that it should definitely have a special permit.
We've gotta change that, we've gotta change that around, because I'm not gonna make people have yard sales.
No.
And I, as a yard
It's
sale,
expensive
every time I have one, I'm not gonna,
Sorry, I'm
I
just.
know, Lisa's not gonna come and get a
I
permit.
agree, I agree.
Right, that's not the intent of what we're talking
Then I would
about.
just like.
Same thing with block
specifically
parties,
omit
our intent
private
is not
yard
to.
sales on your personal property. Like, I would come up with some way to omit that then.
the private activities or gatherings related to the principal uses permitted in a particular district where
Which in the
no-
residential district,
I think
just
it's always
living there.
open.
where no required entry or participation fee is charged.
No, it should just be like yard sales and garage sales allowed in residential districts.
Well, this is, says no required entry or participation fee is charged. And a yard sales do
But
not,
the primary purpose of which is not sale of goods or services.
then get rid of that part, I guess.
But then then you're getting rid of the whole paragraph.
But then it would,
We have commercial activities.
yes, then it negates the purpose of the paragraph.
So that must be why they put them together somehow, but it doesn't make sense.
We're all in agreement.
Well, we're on the subject of this chart.
Huh?
I won't, go ahead, finish.
No, what were you gonna say?
I just, while we're on the subject of this chart,
It's missing CMT.
It's been added in the new
Yeah.
local law.
missing CMT, but I would like to propose some changes on this chart that.
Good.
That just, I mean, we're talking about stationary food vendors, and we're not allowed, they should be allowed in B and T, they should be allowed in a lot of places.
Didn't they just get added in the local law?
And right now, it's only in CLT, CHD, and PD.
Hold on. The new local law 7, added BTD, HHSD, and CMT to almost all of these except for carnivals and circuses.
Excellent.
What is that, BTD?
BTD, HHSD, and CMT
Okay.
are added to everything except carnivals and circuses, and CMT does allow carnivals and circuses.
And that brings up another subject of carnivals and circuses and how
Hate them.
they are so pleasurable for me.
Which is this?
There are all kinds of issues going with that.
BTD.
When we turn this in, I'd like to make a suggestion to be eliminated from the village.
Carnivals and circuses?
They only have one a year, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people come to you for them, and you,
The problem is, like I explained to the board of trustees, it's fine, the carnival and circus itself, because most of it is inspected by New York State Labor Department. Problem is, when they set up their little mini Hoovervilles,
Oh, yes.
and I've got stormwater leakage all over the place that I have to watch 24 hours a day, because they try to get away from everything. It's just a bad situation.
Okay.
Would there be a possibility of,
Just charging them for carnival.
that's what I was gonna say, they haven't paid enough that they're hiring an inspector?
Somebody to supervise?
The problem I ran into also was whenever I wrote them up on it, say, hey, you gotta fix this,
they're gone.
they don't care because they're only there for 3 days.
Gotcha.
So they have to pay up front something,
That's the.
and you can get the money back when they don't violate. How about that?
Well, if by doing that, then you're gonna run
Set up an
into.
escrow.
No, it
Okay,
doesn't
who's
really-
gonna decide
Due
how much
process
they end up
issue.
having to pay, it becomes probably a legal
process
process and
problem.
everything.
But if they had to do a bond at the beginning, and every citation discharge is like $1,000.
But that's the same, is
But
kind
then
of
you
the same
don't,
thing.
in theory, you're supposed to be given 30 days to remedy these things. We just can't say, okay, you're here for 3 days, now you violated, we're charging you. It's a due process problem, we're not following.
I had a
Probably
guy right in my
violations.
face say, we're out here in 3 days anyway.
Yeah, you
That
should
doesn't
do,
help the situation.
you should, I agree, you should do away with it. And actually, this past one that we had, was it this summer when it was there? They had a lot of problems down there.
I mean, if you are to allow a circus or carnival or whatnot, you just can't have it's temporary
They
residential.
can't stay there.
Mini area, stay in a hotel,
Yeah, there you go.
whatever you gotta do.
You just can't stay there. You can't
It's
sleep
gotta be
there.
modified, the way it is right now, it's gotta change.
Okay, so this one is,
You can have your commercial activity there, but it's not a
But
residential.
we still come to the same
But-
problem. They violate, they're gone in 3
Right.
days, they've cured their issue, you know?
so you have to just maybe not
Or
allow
if
them.
make it
you
a bigger-
violate something at the
Okay.
carnival itself, and you get in trouble with New York Labor.
Yeah.
Then they're not opening up someplace else,
Mhm.
so.
So what is your recommendation? Just don't,
Get rid of it.
don't let
Get rid
them,
of it.
One of the two, my high recommendation is don't allow it in the village, but if you really want it in the village, we gotta find a way to get
Up
rid
the
of
fee.
these little residential. I don't know, the fees are kind of iffy because then you run into all this legal process of how much it is. And you got proof, then they fight to get a lawyer and fight it, or
But you are expending more manpower. It costs the village more for the carnival to come here.
so I was, but you gotta get your money up front. The permit has to be more expensive.
What's the permit cost now?
Special permit?
What's the circus permit cost?
$50.
Yeah, see, what have I said? Our fees are not high enough.
How about
That's for sure, sure.
250 for something like that?
No, he's taking up 3 days of his time. It's gotta be like,
500?
no, like in the valley.
But I'm less concerned about I'm less concerned about what I see and what I don't see.
Yes,
I
that's
can't
right.
wait 24 hours and it goes at that point.
So maybe,
I think one circus, one time a year, you can afford to lose.
yeah,
It's too bad though.
I mean, I could throw on a clown suit and blend in.
Go
It's not my
undercover.
cup of tea, but I do like when people come to the-
I know that's, choose something else. Well-
I'd like to see something change on that, so.
Well, not to dwell on this
Do we
because
know
it's,
what the benefit is to the village, other than to attract people to come and spend money
That's
with?
exactly it. They're coming to the village, they'll
Spend money at the carnival.
booster the mall and the surrounding retail. We're just trying to bolster the.
And it's,
and that is a discussion for not a chart of.
no, you're
If
right.
we're talking about bolstering the economy, we
Another
can
day.
discuss that at another, yes. Not the intent for what we want to
Well,
talk
I just
about
want to
tonight.
know that the benefit is worth all of the,
Yeah. No, I think it's a great topic,
Yeah,
and
if
we can
had
talk about it.
metrics, If we see a marketable uptick in business
Yes.
on that 3 days, then.
yeah, I was just saying, do we have any data on that? Okay,
But so then what do we want to do about temporary commercial and temporary non-commercial activity? Should it be renamed? Should the definition be changed? Should it be broken apart? Do we
just,
rewrite it to allow the things that we need to do?
It definitely needs clarity.
Because if you, well, and the additional conditions are permitted written permission, owner, property, driveways, park, oh yeah, but that's, okay. That's just to make sure infrastructure's adequate.
well, I think they do need to be separate. I mean,
What about combining it into one thing, but have it categorized by temporary commercial and temporary non-commercial?
It's,
They need to be
that's kind of what
Well,
it
that
is.
is the special event. I don't know why special event, when the primary purpose is not the sale of goods or services and is under temporary commercial activity.
right,
Maybe that's, there was some real
There's
compelling thing
something.
that we said, this shouldn't be commercial,
This is specifically not commercial.
but it's in the,
but.
Commercial
Commercial,
activities.
yes.
I guess that's fireworks.
No, that is,
That's part of temporary commercial activity. fireworks.
but it wouldn't be under special, oh, like they're setting
Special
off
events,
fireworks. you mean.
yes.
Yeah, so it's not a commercial activity.
It's the only one I can think of.
holiday sales.
I just don't want to be.
Oh, she means like a fireworks
That's all I wanna
display.
make out there.
So that,
I mean, this is- Or this is how you combine them.
Special events, temporary / non, make it one,
Temporary activities.
Yeah.
Temporary.
period, just forget commercial, and then it depends on where they,
Well, then
where
you,
they're allowed.
and then the chart controls zoning districts.
but you could break it out by,
Just temporary activities, and then you, if you need to have better examples in the chart about this is something you can do in residential, this is something you can't, like, yes, you can have a yard sale in residential.
And well, you want.
temporary activities in commercial districts,
Yeah.
and then just omit it from residential
Omit it
districts
from residential
altogether.
districts
So it doesn't
altogether.
apply to residential.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't
You
know, I
can't
think it
go-
makes more sense to have commercial and non-commercial separated.
Except our issue is we're not coming up with much in the non-commercial that really makes sense, except for parties.
Parties.
Block parties.
I mean, but you could do, so if you had a temporary commercial and then a temporary non-commercial, and the only thing that was different, so
Would be
right, for
the
temporary
zones.
commercial, you can actually go and you can have this chart, right? For temporary non-commercial,
You wouldn't
you can
need a
just
chart.
make it an allowed use in the residential districts, and you can then provide, like, we do that with utility underground services. It's just allowed it.
Yeah.
You could do the same thing
And
with
then
temporary
you have to take
residential
special
districts.
events out of.
You'd have to take special events
But
out of
this
here.
has a time duration.
Yep.
Maximum
Which would
5.
not then be in, well, we need to do an additional
You
condition
could put something
for
for
the
temporary,
commercial
non,
districts.
yep.
Yeah, well, the zoning districts would be different. You'd have to maybe break that one.
Well, you'd have to take this out
Yeah,
altogether,
yeah.
just,
Yeah.
either
Oh my
way
gosh.
works.
Well, we're gonna revisit it anyway, so. Okay. Next,
Oh. Why did I write this? My guest, please educate us on the intent of 14558C. Don't even remember what that is.
that's the temporary, commercial activities, that's the special conditions that go along with.
Oh,
the
okay,
additional
versus
conditions
a
that go
special
along,
permit.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Theater,
Um,
nightclub, and discotheque. Yeah.
Oh, boy,
Discotheque.
here we go.
It's one of my 2 or 3 favorite things in code. Discotheque is one of them.
Okay. Well. What does it say? It says
The one in this packet.
there is, no, I don't have a, definition. I'm
No,
on
that's-
my
that's
thing,
'cause it's
Joe,
not in
I didn't put it on my thing. That's bad. It's, 14582, number 39. Can you pull that up, somebody?
Just says, drive here.
No drive, was that,
Driving here.
Oh, that's,
oh,
that's what I.
that's all it says?
Does
No?
not include drive-in theater.
In theater, yeah.
Oh, that's right. I thought I put that in here. Okay, so I said definition inadequate and outdated. Theater versus nightclub and discotheque, what do we want to do with this? It's only allowed in CHT with special permit. And we thought perhaps it would be appropriate to have a theater, not necessarily movie theater,
Right.
but just stage theater or
If you
something.
look at like the Cherry Theater downtown, something like a smaller,
CMT.
it's almost like a
BTV.
performance art, right, not movie theater, like a performance art type thing, like if you had something, or, I
Well, maybe
mean, maybe
that's
the
the
kitchen theater
studio.
is too big, or like Hangar Theater's kind of big, kitchen theater's a little smaller, but would something like that,
Yeah.
would people be okay with in more of a commercial medium traffic?
But, or specifically BTD too.
Yeah, or business district.
And I don't know if they want it there, but
Forcing them.
Right.
it just seemed that that might even be actually a possible location
Yeah.
for one of their bigger buildings, because there's parking.
That or the mall. I mean, what are the options?
Yeah,
But what do people think about business, or CMT, something
Maybe-
like that? The definition has to be built out, so I mean, maybe that has some bearing on it, but, right, you're not gonna go and be able to build a gigantic, theater like,
but maybe it's,
whatever this one's called now, in,
our CMT is not very big.
that's the thing, there's not
Maybe
really a
it
suitable
doesn't make
medium
sense.
traffic.
Space.
But for a
It's really-
smaller, like, performance art theater, absolutely, I'm
But then
sure
you're-
there's space in CMT.
Parking could be an issue.
Depends on the size, like, smaller ones don't require as much.
That's true, or they could park at our wonderful mall. I don't know. What do you think? Maybe it isn't important, but somebody, if they wanted it, would have to come get it.
On the flip side of that, I don't know if you don't want a discotheque in commercial medium traffic.
Would a discotheque even do business anymore? I mean,
As many as there are around.
Yeah, it's like,
what did he say?
As many as there are
I
around,
know, there aren't any around.
I don't know.
Right? There was nothing, Ithaca, right?
You've got to have the shiny ball swirling around, right? The mirror ball?
Something in college.
And then roller rinks, I think.
Yeah, roller
Bowling alleys.
Downtown now, right?
Closest thing we have right now is Lake Watch.
That's right.
But that's only for like weddings,
And it's an event. place, yeah.
events, yeah.
Well, maybe it isn't appropriate in CMT, but probably not.
It's gonna be kind of noisy.
Yeah, it's, and
Noisy,
CMT does
late
abut
Yeah.
residential places. That was always our thing. So
That's the
no,
noise ordinance.
where should this, no, we don't want it in CMT.
What about BTD?
I think BTD still should be on the table myself. I don't know. I lost my chart.
For some of those concerns about noise and like, you don't run across that as much out there.
No, you do not.
So a place for them to unwind. Or
Go to the discotheque.
So should we add it to BTD?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, ask them if they want it.
Again,
Discotheque or a club, don't.
I mean, so, but here's the thing, I mean, out there, just because we say it's allowed, again, they own the property, they can say no, right? A developer's not gonna come in and be like, oh, this is allowed, I'm just gonna do it. They're gonna be like, no, you're not, we don't want that here.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would put one up there.
I don't think so.
What?
A discotheque.
Oh, I'm thinking more of a theater.
Oh,
Oh, a theater?
Not discotheque.
No, I think discotheques are up.
Spell bombs and Bee Gees.
Do we want to keep discotheque in the definition?
No. Nightclub.
no, I think
Nightclub
nightclub
covers
covers.
what it should be called. At the very least, we can get rid of the word disco.
I know, that's like old school.
Is it time to get rid
Yeah.
of, to retire
I think it's
discotheque? Okay. Theater,
New term. when
Theater
it's-
and nightclub.
Theater and nightclub.
theater and nightclub.
So you need a definition of theater versus nightclub.
Also, yeah.
Discotheque is gone, Mike.
Sad day.
Wish Brian Crandall were on today. He could say,
Well,
the demise of the discotheque.
The Village of Lansing just deleted
disco.
Okay, but I do see that Thursday, I think, theater would be kind of interesting, a stage theater out there.
Out there, yeah, there's space for it, right? I mean, again, here,
Depending, I mean, you just never know.
But you know what about the mall? That's the thing, there's so much space down there.
They were gonna, well, they're bringing, they're running to places or whatever the kid thing they were gonna do, but it,
What are you talking about?
they were gonna
Running
do
to
the
places.
theater, running to places.
years ago, they did one in the old movie theater back there.
Or Sears or something, they were gonna
That's
do
what
it,
it
and then
was.
there was something with the money,
Oh,
and it was gonna be in the mall.
Would we allow a trampoline park in the mall? I just think it'd be a great,
what would the insurance?
Why wouldn't we?
What about the,
I'm not opening it.
Why wouldn't we?
no, I mean, what would the liability on? That would
Well,
be,
that's their
It's not a
problem.
waiver.
Yeah, they managed to operate
There's-
elsewhere, yeah.
I was gonna
They're
say,
very popular.
Yeah,
I was
that's
gonna
fine.
say, it'd be like a Chuck E. Cheesy thing or something.
Yeah.
They're
Find
great
your
for
life
adults,
away
too.
to
You
go
can-
in there.
I went to a bachelor party, one where we
What?
played dodgeball on trampolines, it was
oh
outstanding.
my God, a bunch of drunk men do.
No, they didn't have a bar there.
Oh, that's
I
right.
had
It's a
to
thing.
It was great, I got a great workout, you know.
Oh, yeah, sweating
No,
balls.
yeah, it's.
The way you don't get hurt is if you're drunk.
That's right.
Portland, yeah.
Because if you're relaxed, oh my God. He's going ready.
BTD.
Yeah, I think so. Why, can't imagine why they wouldn't
And again.
be
they-
open
They
to
were
that.
not forcing
Yeah,
them.
they have
We're
the
not-
control of it.
yes,
It's not
they-
like somebody buying this
We
lot over
can, we
here and
can,
saying,
we
oh, no,
can
no,
just
no.
add it and say it's allowed. They don't have to use it.
Yeah.
We can say, we're pleased to let you know.
I
that-
will, when the communication goes back and forth, I will let them know that we're gonna suggest that.
But be
too,
sure
just
Carolyn
because-
knows not to just immediately go.
Well, she can send that one and then.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
just
I
do
can-
them
I'll
one at a
follow up
time,
with you,
okay.
yeah.
But yeah, okay, so transportation services. Let's see, bus companies, taxi services, car rental agencies. Okay, that's pretty,
Yeah, that one was in CHT and BTD, and we kind of thought that was
I think we thought there was what, no change?
fitting.
Yep.
Yeah. unless people,
Because there's a lot of cars moving
Yeah.
around and rental agencies, you know, I mean, we have the one at
Need
the
space.
airport.
Yeah.
There's a couple at the airport, right? It's not just Hertz.
there's two or three,
Yeah,
yeah.
but I mean, you know, just the coming and going sort of thing. Same way with cabs. We got the bus, it's in a non-conforming thing.
Mhm.
Because, yeah. But does
Yeah,
it,
that would be transportation service, right? The bus?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
so, but now, it, you know, it's a non-conforming use because it's in what, load, LDR? No, that's LDR? Yeah.
Well, here's empty.
Swartout?
Or
Yeah.
sort of.
MDR. Yeah, by the, does it, any problems with that? Okay. 2-unit residential building, comma,
2-unit,
2-unit, right?
yes.
So definition is, includes accessory facilities and residential activities, and, oh, this has the dogs,
Yeah,
just like the 1-unit one. So
Very weird.
I know. I guess we should be consistent, whatever we decide with
Yeah.
that. But includes that. Then it also said, any building designed and used exclusively for human habitation, a detached building containing 2 dwelling, and there was a typo there, units. And then building accessory, I just threw that in there, meaning a subordinate building. But I don't think there was anything. We thought, though, it should be, the current level is simply the code officer, right? Just a building permit. But we thought it should be removed from HDR and CLT to improve density, similar to the 1-unit residential. Is everybody in agreement with that?
Well, we removed, single unit residential from HDR. didn't
we did,
Mhm.
yep. That was, well, one of the
So it makes
suggestions.
sense to,
That's why,
That was our thought process.
that was our set, remove it because we did it from there, we did it with the 1-unit, and we thought it was appropriate to do it here too, to improve density.
CLT also,
Yes.
Yes.
okay.
So it will no longer be allowed in CLT, delete CLT,
Right, so you could do it in low density and medium density.
and HDR. That's what we did with the 1-unit, right? I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So this, right, just like one unit would be in, you can do it in low density residential. This one you can do, I don't remember if we said you could do a 1-unit medium. But this one you could do with the proposed
Yeah, I
changes
think-
in low density residential and medium density
Yeah.
residential. Not in high density, not in low traffic.
and why include kennel in definition?
Yeah.
Remove kennel or add kennel, but not allowed. Update that definition, so we have to work on the definition on a lot of these.
Yeah,
Undertaking currently allowed in district HDR. We thought, well, I suppose it could be considered SLT, CLT.
yeah, if we're already allowing it in the residential district, you know, CLT isn't that far of a step
No,
from that.
unless there'd be parking issues, I don't know.
Yeah, but if, I mean, you're allowing it in
A residential.
high density, yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it actually would be better.
you know, I mean, I think if you take a look at them generally, I mean, like, they're small bursts of traffic and then.
Yeah, well, that's-
It's not like it's like every day, back to back, so, you know, when you talk about, if there's like
I
a,
wouldn't want to be living next to a funeral home.
A lot of people wouldn't, but you don't have to buy a house
Have to
next
look
there.
at it.
you could already,
No.
I mean,
The-
what's
Adam lives
East Point,
across
is
from a
East Point high
cemetery.
density right?
Yes, yes, what if
I do.
County Home Ex-
I mean, you know,
Home Index, that would freak me out.
So even that, even, I mean, you can put in high density residential already, I mean, like,
you have to remember that most funeral directors often live right there
Mhm.
with their families.
Yeah, I know,
That's
but
what my uncle was.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think it's weird.
No,
I think it's commonplace, I mean, if you drive through Dryden, drive through Lansing out here,
that's
it's,
true, they're all like.
it's right
even
there
down
embedded.
the Right, Banks
Yep.
is right there in the
Right there, yeah.
residential area, yeah.
think about
Are there any concerns with adding it to CLT? I
it. I
mean,
mean,
No,
yeah,
I think it's a good ad.
okay,
Here, take-
all right.
undertaking and CLT.
Yep,
Yeah.
It's already in there.
utility underground is.
Maybe it wasn't, but maybe this was that one other one that we noticed that was weird when we looked at it.
What?
That
It's on the
one-
chart.
Yeah, that one chart said one thing and another chart said something different. This might have been the other one.
What, which one? The
Undertaking, yeah. There was, just like Lorraine, you and I found one.
Oh, well, on this, we already have it on CLT on our chart.
On this
What the
one.
code
It's on
said.
your-
I'm looking at, yep. So in the current code, undertaking is not allowed in CLT.
Oh, well, how come it says, it's already marked CLT on mine?
This is one that Mike made, so maybe,
Like, you already knew what we were gonna say, right?
well, add it to
I
CLT.
had,
Well, is that where the chart is off from the code?
It's possible.
Oh, that might be.
I got kicked off of my connection.
okay, well, while you're looking, utility service underground,
That is just.
it's everywhere, it's allowed, code officer approves, we said as is, no change. Isn't that good? Does everybody agree with that?
Yes.
Terrific. Utility transmission storage plants definition,
Everywhere with special permit.
everywhere with special permit. It is electric, communications, gas, and sewer. As the utility service underground. This is electric, communications, gas, sewer, and water transmission service, including stations, substations, treatment plants, pumping stations, like a Bolton Point, anything like that, right?
And that section is pretty thorough, it talks about.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that must be heavily regulated already.
All that.
Natalie?
Yes, Ned.
The code permits undertaking in CLT and HDR.
Okay.
Yeah,
So we-
and
The table was wrong.
Yeah, the table was
Always
wrong.
add it to the chart, now you got done.
Okay, so utility transmission storage plants, again, no change. Consider adding additional conditions. I don't know why we said that. For LDR, MDR, HDR, and CLT. Do you think that's necessary? Okay, not needed. Yeah, delete.
And then warehousing, storage, and distribution.
So, moving firm, temporary storage, distribution and delivery systems and facilities, including overnight and similar distribution and delivery services, as well as 160G, which is temporary storage of goods with a trailer or other movable vehicle may be permitted for a time period not to exceed 6 months. So that is allowed in CHT and BTD.
And we talked about this too, I don't know, like, at least I think it was our opinion was that, right, high traffic, sure, business technology, sure, but residential, no, and as you move into medium traffic, like, that's this
No.
corridor here, and I don't think that's
No, you don't want
what
temporary.
we want here.
We've had the temporary stuff behind Target, for short term, but it's never 6 months.
Yeah, they have a special permit for that.
Yeah,
And as long as they renew it every year, they don't have to come back for the special permit.
that makes sense, because every year round with college kids coming back.
And it's up at BTD, they have a section over by the 911 center, they have a parking lot on the inner loop there, they tend to store items up there for local highway projects and whatnot, so it's a lot there.
What were you going to classify the storage unit facility as?
That same thing.
But this is for not to exceed 6 months or more.
No, that's
different?
that's temporary storage, or,
Temporary.
yeah,
Oh, so those are
that's an
different.
additional condition. Or
Movable,
that's some sort, yeah,
temporary storage of goods.
right, putting stuff inside like a
145.
storage facility
But
inside
David,
is.
this is separate and apart from warehousing and storage?
Yes, because it says, well, why does it have, yes, if you look at warehousing, storage of goods, why are they connected though?
That's why that confusion.
Moving.
Warehouse, temporary storage of goods and trailers may not be permitted for a time not to exceed 6.
Because it says temporary storage.
Distribution.
So if you then go to temporary storage
This is,
of goods with a trailer or other movable, maybe.
these are additional conditions for the special permit.
Yeah. It's a special permit with
In a
conditions.
trailer over, okay. I think I'm following what this is trying to do.
So it's a moving, it talks about moving storage, and then, yeah, special conditions. So if it's temporary,
It's one thing if you want to plop down, you know,
Well,
2
it's
dozen
in a
storage
trailer.
containers
Yeah,
outside
I-
Or
permanently.
movable vehicle, I think is the,
Right, versus I have this
Yeah.
facility that
Yeah.
you put my cubes in and
Yeah.
store
it's
them.
like a
on,
moving
yeah,
company
Yeah.
that has a
Right.
warehouse.
Or it's a permanent facility that has like, right, you've got
Yeah.
a garage door or so. Yeah, okay. Any discussion on that? Any commercial high traffic in BTD, okay?
All right,
There you go.
so now what? What's next?
Work on those sections that kind of separate the whole sales.
so do you still want, what should we?
What? Still want-
Distribution services and facility, oh, prohibited, okay, never mind. That seems unnecessary to have that line in there.
Which is,
Yeah,
oh, there's a lot.
it's not even an allowed use, why would you need to explicitly say it's prohibited?
Oh, in the CLT district, oh, yeah.
Yeah,
When it's a not allowed, there's an additional line in there that says,
Oh, I didn't look up. this.
distribution services are, and facilities are prohibited in CLT. Well, right, because
they're
we're only
prohibited
allowed
everywhere
in
else,
CHT and
too.
BTD, right, yeah.
Well, there, you see, I feel like we just need to go to page one.
Well, so I think honestly, I mean,
Sometimes
I'm
I
just
just,
gonna make a note for it.
I think as we go back down through, we'll take a look at all the definitions and correlate it back up to the chart.
I'm going to give you this, pass this down to Mike, for what it's worth. In case there's anything on there, did I already give you that one? Oh, never mind then,
I got a fresh copy of it, so. You want it back, Lisa?
no. I want one focal point.
Okay, next item on the agenda is the trustee report.
Report.
Yeah, you there too? I was there indeed.
So they met with Paula Dad and voted her on, as we all know. And then they had the public hearing for the proposed local law G 2025 amendment code zoning law changes, version 2. They voted on the resolution and it passed with 1 nay. Talked about a logo, which I didn't really follow.
So what?
Redesigning the village logo.
The whole bill. And an easement on lot 9 to add to that trail. The owners
Oh,
are okay with taking the corner. I
Yeah,
guess.
reconfigured it to be
Yeah.
less, potentially,
I like just touch the
just a
corner.
little corner you would go over.
And then they talked a bit about the developing design guidelines for CMT, CHT, and the tripping corridor. And then they did a,
They adjourned to executive session after that, and we all left. Including
wow.
Natalie, apparently.
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions about the trust? Were you, I was there, you were there, were you there?
At the trustee
You weren't there.
one? No.
So, yeah, there. Okay, next item on the agenda is other business. Lorraine,
Didn't want to disappoint you guys this week, but it's also late, so I'll make it quick. So yesterday afternoon, they were putting up the brand-new sign on the Mexican restaurant,
yeah, yeah.
so they must be getting ready.
Adelita, whatever it is.
Adelita.
It is Adelita, yeah.
I haven't seen any jobs posted for over there, so I'm wondering if they maybe made some deal with the Applebee's employees that work there, and maybe they're just recruiting them on or whatever.
It's been a while, hopefully they.
I know, since May, I mean, who knows, I don't know. But anyway, I saw that, it was just happening yesterday afternoon. The other thing, these are questions for Mike, and anybody else that wants to answer. Did TCAT move the bus stop sign up West Graham to the curb cut in front of Eric's? All right, so that's where the stop is now, and I could have sworn the stop was at the corner there by the YMCA, like before you go in the YMCA driveway.
Definitely was.
There
It
was one
was.
down there for sure. I know
And now
there
it's
was.
up in front of the Chinese.
Right, so they did move it. Do they have to ask you when they do stuff like that?
That's more of a John thing than it is for me.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, I thought I wasn't losing my mind. I could have sworn that used to be right there before you turn into.
There was definitely, I don't, maybe there still is.
It's now up by the curb cut that's right in front of Eric's property on West Graham, it's right there.
Yeah, I remember.
Okay, so they just did that then,
College
in the
kids
last couple weeks,
seeing it.
because I forgot to say something at the last meeting, because I was like, did they move that? The other question is, what's Morgan doing over at the Mexican Restaurant Plaza? I see they're digging up in front of the community bank.
Placing the sidewalk.
Oh. Okay. And the last thing is really just a complaint I have, and I don't know, Jim, I know you're the next planning board liaison next month for the
November,
trustee, and I
yeah.
don't know if you want to bring this up or not, you don't have to, but I'm just gonna throw it out there. So they were paving, well, Mike knows, because I saw you driving down Graham Road. So last Tuesday and Wednesday was the paving project on Graham Road. They were like, they milled and repaved and all that, quite a distance from North Trip Hammer up to Churchill, is it? Anyway, I came down Tuesday morning at 9 o'clock, and I had no idea they were paving, right? They had one sign at the end of the road, like men working. Anyway, when I got down there, I was like, oh my God, it was kind of a mess down there. People were driving up the milled side of the road behind the truck that was doing the milling, and I'm like, oh my God. So as soon as I got down to the YMCA, I called Jody and asked and told her what was going on. She didn't know because the DPW didn't share with her that this was going on. Because I asked her if she could send out a siren message, because I knew by lunchtime it would be a disaster with these people coming from Warren Road to get down to Trip Hammer for lunch, right? So anyway, she took care of that, and she did send out a siren message. But I guess I'm surprised that DPW did not close the roads, local traffic only, which I don't understand why. They probably should have. Anyway, I'm just, sorry,
I don't, like I said, I don't.
anyway, I'm just voicing this, okay? And
What do we normally contract? I mean, we don't do that. Is it like Balasari contract, or is it Jay?
it was a company out of Vestal,
There's somebody there.
because apparently they're having problems getting asphalt or whatever. I mean, I listened to the last staff meeting and John. Yeah, he was talking about this stuff. Anyway, so my thing is, in the updated comp plan, we did add a section under community engagement about utilizing the siren system more often to communicate with our villagers. And so that's not happening with this village. This is the second time they've used siren, and it's not Jody's fault. The DPW is not sharing with her what's going on. Now, in my opinion, this work that they were just doing down here yesterday on Trip Hammer, and they had the lane rerouted, and they had a sign up, they need to be telling her so she can send a siren out in the morning to let people know, because sometimes people will avoid that area if there's work going on. Just like if I had seen a siren, I wouldn't have come down Graham Road Tuesday morning. I would have gone 13 and come around. Anyway, I just think they're out doing work all the time. They need to start working together and communicating what they're doing. So Jody can do her job and send out siren messages when they're working. That's all I want to say. So Jim, if you want to say something in the board meeting, you can say it's me complaining. I don't care, because they already have me on the dartboard anyway, probably. It's just, I don't know, it's just kind of irritating. I mean, every other municipality around sends out messages all the time for stuff they have going on, and I think the village should be doing the same.
I don't have anything. I'll just ask. I noticed that this may have come up before. There's improvement. Some of the really bad ruts have been patched over at the shopping mall.
So,
It's still not all, but some have, and particularly going down towards BJ's. But there's still some rough spots in the road. Are they continuing? Are they going to made any commitment to continue to work or improve the drivability of the roads, or are they just figuring, well, this patch job they did got rid of the worst and we're done?
The patch job they did is pretty much what they're gonna do. I still have an ongoing notice of remedy for a spot in the back area by the walkway near the guardrail, where there's a huge hole that comes out, somebody gets in there, they're gonna walk the road on it. Trying to work with Beth on improving some of the guardrails out back that are bent over, but as far as the rest of the road, I haven't written anything up on that. I got them to do the major areas that I've asked them to do.
Yeah.
By no means is the parking lot perfect, but I don't think you'll ever get that way.
It's definitely better than it was, but it's coming out, it's not bad going in, coming out, it's still a little bumpy.
You still would have plenty of opportunity to take out your axle or your alignment. No skidding, coming back out especially. There's one around the manhole cover that's kind of
Yeah.
getting a little out, I think actually getting a little dangerous. I don't know if you want to take a look at that one, but it's.
That's the one right before BJ's, right?
Yeah, it's.
Before you get, before the,
It's basically going east, coming from BJ's, coming back
right,
up.
after you just go past this
Past
stretch.
Target,
Right,
turn off.
right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's around the manhole cover, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And actually, I saw somebody the other day swerve around, do you know what I mean? And if, at some point, if somebody's trying to avoid something, come winter, it could be a problem, I think.
Well, anything that's gonna be a lot of pavement, patch, it's not gonna happen now. Plants will be
No,
closed.
are they finally closing? Yeah.
Yeah, the pavement plants will be closed, usually right around the first.
It's too cold now anyway, right?
who's
I mean,
closing?
The asphalt companies
Oh, okay.
closed because it's too cold.
Yeah,
All summer it was too hot, now it's too cold. I mean,
The
gee,
second week in November, they'll close.
it used to be earlier, didn't it?
It's all, it happens to coincide with the first day of gun season.
Oh, isn't that- Just so it happens.
Just to make sure.
But I know it's gonna be. Anything else, Tim?
not that I can think of.
Lisa?
No, I don't think so. I mean, well, actually, yes, now that I think about it. I think that there's some real potential for some real problems now that Ross is open. The parking lot is really bad. I keep, the whole design, I don't know what we do about this because somebody's gonna, it's just a boondoggle. People are stopping and not stopping and it seems to me that when, we should not have allowed that whole front walkway to be a road, but people should have to go down and come back into it, do you know what, into the area they're interested in. But I just am worried about that. Plus, I don't know, what do we do about the lights as all this stuff increases? That's a state thing, isn't it?
In charge for traffic study on.
The state thing, yeah, well,
It's not state.
this trip hammer isn't.
Oh, trip hammer.
Lights
Yeah.
would be.
Oh, I thought you were talking about over there still.
No, the
I gotcha.
parking lot, it really is,
Gotcha.
Yeah,
That's something you
bad.
wanna, if that's another thing you wanna add to bring up to John Courtney, he knows more about that than I do.
yeah, you mentioned lights, I noticed, it was yesterday, I was exiting that parking lot, I'd gone and I wanted to turn left to
yeah.
go towards 13. And there were only like 5 cars ahead of me, and it took two turns of the
No, I was
light.
gonna say, this is gonna start being a problem. And the other problem there especially is too, is like today, I was coming on Trip and I wanted to turn in there. So you get in the left lane there, and of course, here comes a walker, just as my green arrow comes, and red hands don't matter, and, you know, it's very tempting to just floor it, but.
We just turn into the bank entrance. and-
I know that, but, you know, not everybody does know that, and
Avoiding an intersection.
You gotta,
it is, it's just a it's a problem, that's all.
you gotta set an example, Lisa, word will get around.
What, we're,
Take 'em out.
Set an example, word will get around.
I will say that in general, traffic load aside, the traffic, control there for, especially for walkers is
terribly
always been bad.
dangerous.
It's either like, I don't get to go, I never get to go.
Yeah,
Oh,
never
now I
get
get
to
to go, this is, or they just go, because, I mean, the thing, like, I've seen
It's
people sit there and
terrible.
it just doesn't,
No, I agree, but it's.
And we don't control that, I mean, that's a DOT, so.
Yeah. But it just, every time I think, oh my God, I'm just waiting for the something. But other than that, it's nice to see a lot of business activity over there and whatnot, except at Taco Bell.
Well, I think
Depends the time of day.
It depends, you're right.
Really?
Because the other day, I was stuck at the light up on 13, and I always looked down, and it was like a weird
Yeah.
time, and the parking lot's full, and I'm like, God, people just go there. It's not like they're there right at noon, like at 11:30, I've seen people going through the drive. But this was like, I don't know, 1:30, I think, and there was a lot of cars on the way.
That I go there at 11 o'clock at night, I bet there's a bunch of people there too.
Okay, so it just must
It's
have
snack.
been a snack.
From the discotheque, that's right, yeah.
What time did they close?
I have no idea. We go there at like later at night past traditional times, and yeah.
There's a lot of people.
And it's an interesting study, sociological study.
There you go.
We are the village of Mexican food now.
Yeah, absolutely. Kevin?
Speaking of traffic, every time I'm at Graham looking at Target and I get the left turn, somebody wants to make a right on red. Why isn't there a sign that tells them something? I've been just,
Every
Well, you were
time, so
talking
you're
about the
on
lights.
Graham Road, you want to go left, and somebody else, oh, they turn right.
yeah, I got a
Without,
left
they don't
arrow.
wait for you, no, they
They turn
do.
on red. and
But
I'm
that's
like,
not, but they know they shouldn't.
Is there a sign that says no red, no red?
No, it doesn't, because half the time you can turn right on red there,
Yeah.
because there's nobody else coming.
Did you have your indicator on, Kevin?
I have no signal on. They see me moving, they'll stop and go like, ah. But so many times I've almost got nailed for doing that. And the other thing is, we got passed on Dart with a guy going 65.
Wow.
That happens to me on Oak Crest coming up, because I'm going 35 instead of,
Hasn't happened in a while, but,
isn't that just awful?
and then we met him at
Did
the
you get
lights
his,
on
did you get
Graham.
his, did you get his license plate?
His plate number?
Yes.
No, but
Get his
what's that gonna
license
do?
plate. You can call the sheriff.
Would they go after
I
us?
don't know.
Was it a white BMW with Texas plates?
No, but I've seen that way.
Do you know how many times I've seen that car
Uh-huh.
back and forth on Dart and Graham?
Flying?
Oh, flying, yep.
Did you take pictures?
No, because they're going too fast. I didn't even get a plate number. But I know, I did notice, see it was a Texas plate. This is like months ago, but
Actually,
I think it's a female driving.
Yeah.
I've seen her like a
Does
lot.
anybody else know, have experienced, probably too young, and Burma Shave ads?
What?
Does anybody else know?
Yeah, oh, those
What'd she say?
sequential signs, yeah.
Yes.
They were-
So I, at the moment, have a bunch of political signs, and I pulled up one, and I thought, oh my God, I look like a Burma Shave, and what they were was, it's a bunch of quotes, the first line, or, you know, it's gonna give you a message in the first line, then about another tenth of a mile, and then at the end was Burma Shave, and it was for shaving cream. And some of them were about speeding. And I jotted something down. I thought, maybe it would be fun to just seriously put just to remind people, and maybe with humor or something, you could help.
Hey, you, with
No,
Texas
well, these
plates,
were
slow
like, you
down.
know,
Yeah, right.
these were kind of things like, if they, one was April, June, and November, 30 days have September, April, June, and November, and also for the speeding offender, which was just,
You just slow down long enough to read the sign.
Well, it seems distracted.
I was gonna say, they're getting
I have a lot of
distracted.
words.
Not bad.
Up in Kevin's right hard.
Just gonna get a bag of tennis balls, sit out there and start whaling cars as they go up by with little messages.
I know, it's like,
Anything else, Kevin? So that?
No, just happy to be here. Thank you.
we're happy you are here.
thanks.
Has Jody given you your,
The email?
no, her-
Yeah, did
the
you get
code
your email
book?
address or no?
I haven't gotten the code book yet.
Good, because I actually have asked Jody to
Yeah, mine.
give me an up-to-date printed one, because I want to start looking at pay, and I can't do it online very well. I just can't. So,
Whereas my code book is woefully out of date.
Yeah, it's
oh, so
I wouldn't
mine,
even want to give it to
No,
someone,
mine-
because I
mine-
guarantee you, it doesn't reflect the
mine
past.
doesn't either, and so, I didn't want to print it off, because, oh, I guess that is one thing. I keep getting these emails about, oh, and it's all about planning board stuff, and, oh, you can stop using, you know, printed agendas and all this. I just want to say that
Who are you getting
it's
this?
really,
Who are you getting those from?
I don't know, Amy somebody, Amy Green, it could be something because we're on the planning board.
I've never seen a message for like that. Are you sure it's not spam?
No, yeah, but, I mean, but it's just, it's expensive to print this stuff out yourself, so that's why I chose not to do it. But, yeah. At any rate.
You said nothing? No. Mike?
Couple things, your next meeting, probably won't be able to go over the uses, code and everything, you'll have special permits, probably go right on to the special permit, so you'll end up seeing Chris Fiello again. He's getting set to do a presentation for you. And then there's another house going up on Rock Crest where it's right next to Karen Haldini's.
Is that Black Jim?
No, Rock Crest, yeah, near.
Yeah.
In that development.
So it's steep slope.
Property actually runs down the slope and everything, so the property is part of the unique natural area. So
And steep slopes.
Special permit for it.
Where's Rockcrest? Sorry,
It's part of the Black Jim,
It's on Black
that
Jim,
whole
yeah.
development in there, I just don't know which one.
Out East Shore Drive past Bolton Point.
Is that where we drove down that day when we were,
Yeah.
cruising?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jody sent you out stuff for your annual sexual harassment.
Oh, not,
That
I feel like
Did?
we just did that.
had to be done.
It just came out today.
I didn't get it.
Also,
Is it to the village?
Alliance and-
Oh, I have to go look at the email.
Oh, I couldn't get on. I couldn't register, I've got to go back to Ronnie.
All right, I'll go into mine tomorrow and forward you what she
I
sent.
think she sent it all out to you and everything. So.
Okay, I'll go in and look.
And the last thing would be, there's going to be some, your educational hours.
Yes,
Jody's gonna be sending out, possibilities and some dates. What we might do is, instead of having you go to wherever you have to go, for these meetings and travel or whatnot, we might end up paying to have a Zoom meeting here so you can get all of your education that you need at a certain time here.
oh, that would be handy.
But that's all Jody's doing. She'll be contacting you as soon as, as soon as she's got things planned out.
So it's,
Takes away the fun of traveling.
Yeah, but that's, I mean, so that's different then too, than the annual conference too. So it's, it's,
Are these like the lunchtime things you're talking about?
yeah, that's, your 4 hours of training, yeah. It's an option. She'll send us an email.
Yeah, she'll keep.
I always do those like right now.
there's something.
There's one tomorrow, in case anybody needs an
I
hour.
do actually, oh, I can't.
Oh, it's the 13th.
Mm,
I didn't go in for tomorrow unless it's a different
There's
one.
one tomorrow, energy and environment webinar. Powering New York updates and opportunities.
Is that?
Oh, is that woman that,
It's from the New York Planning
Oh,
Federation.
the planning federation.
there's one on the 13th, November 13th.
Yes, there is also one
I
on
think
the,
I was skipping the one tomorrow because I'm going to be too busy.
What's
the
November
one on the
13th?
third, oh, I don't have
Oh,
it.
I can't, hold on, let me look at my email.
No, it's a Thursday, I think.
It is a
It's
Thursday.
a Thursday, yep.
And it is, hold on, it's childcare,
No, I already remember.
it's childcare as a land use, planning for access, compatibility, and community.
I remember now, I already have other stuff.
And the only other last thing is on a personal note, I had my Department of State hearing today for my allegations on 15 Catherwood. I was cleared for it, so I don't need any bail money or anything. So
What does that mean exactly?
Yeah,
I was brought up on allegations that I wasn't doing my job, 15 Catherwood.
What's 15 Catherwood?
It's the Drost building that has
Anderson and.
Armstrong Dance in it.
What is it?
Does Strauss still own that?
McDonald's.
Oh, and what were you not doing?
I was accused of not handling complaints properly, not doing assessment of the building properly, not handling a mold situation, you name it,
Oh, okay,
I'm clean.
good. All charges.
there you go.
Glad we don't have to come and give you like a file.
I was gonna say,
Do anytime.
We'll give you a laptop and let you zoom into the meeting.
Yeah.
because you're in jail, you're not off the hook.
So you're saying you were clear of whatever these charges
Oh
were?
my God, that's awful.
That's kind of scary.
Oh, you can, well, I can guess who, yeah.
The only thing I'll mention is, for those that work at Cornell and looking their way, the training that you take at Cornell satisfies some of the stuff that Jody sent out today. It does not satisfy the things that we don't do at Cornell, such as bloodborne pathogen and something in the workplace, whatever it is, but
The sexual harassment.
the sexual
Right,
harassment,
same
the one
one.
at Cornell that you have to take there, that you probably just took or will have to soon, that counts for this too, so you don't have to take it again. There's a spot on the form to sign for that, where you took it and when. So, and with that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting at 9:22 PM.
I move that we adjourn.
Second by Lisa, second by Jim, all in favor, aye. Thanks, everyone. Is everyone gonna be here?